22-year-old salesperson Amy Domzlowski is suing her ex-boyfriend, 27-year-old collections specialist Brian Wilson, for medical bills resulting from a fight. Amy says Brian burned her face with a slice of pizza.
Yeah, this is case number 58 on the calendar in the matter of Domzlowski versus Wilson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Ms. Domzlowski, according to your complaint, Mr. Wilson used to be your boyfriend. He's not your boyfriend anymore, and he assaulted you twice. After he assaulted you, I assume you had nothing to do with him.
That's correct.
How long were you involved with him for this assault?
Well, I dated him originally back when I was in high school.
How old are you now?
I'm 22. When I had first dated him, I was 16. And then we broke up, and we got back together in August 11th of 2004.
When was the assault?
January 10th, 2005.
Tell me about it.
Well, Brian and I were at a bar, and we had gotten into an argument. He mentioned something about a friend of his who I had dated while we were separated, and how he was going to come back into town, and he wanted to see how I was going to react to his friend being back in town to see if, you know, we're going to try to reunite.
Mr. Wilson, you're going to get a chance.
Okay.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So we were arguing about that, and I told him, you know, I wouldn't cheat on you. I care too much about you. And so he left the bar. He wound up leaving. So I went after him to make amends, you know.
Why would you go after him to make amends? What had you done wrong?
I hadn't done anything wrong. I was just trying to talk to him, you know, just to make sure, you know, that we were okay, because I didn't want it to end on that.
What had you been drinking?
A beer, a Corona.
And you?
A Corona.
How many?
I had like 1 or 2.
Let's say 2.
Okay.
What about you?
I had probably about 1.5 before I got fed up.
Let's go to 2.
2.
So you've had a couple of beers and you're arguing at the bar. You couldn't argue at home?
That's how it goes every time we went out. Every time we went out, it was a big scene.
Okay. So now you're outside trying to make amends for something that you didn't do. What happened outside?
Outside, I went to my car to retrieve his jacket because he was like, I'm walking home, and I offered him a ride, and he refused. So
what did you say? You said, don't walk, I'll drive you home?
Yes, I said, I will take you to the house. And
how far is the house from the bar?
About 5 minutes driving.
How long walking?
I don't know, like a half an hour maybe. I'm not really sure.
How long a walk is it?
Oh, half hour.
Good. So we agree on that. So you wanted to walk home?
Yeah.
So even though he's walking home without his jacket, you went to the car, got his jacket, and followed him?
Yes.
Go ahead.
That's when we started arguing some more. He pushed me. I went into a tree. My face was bloody.
How did your face get bloody?
I was scratched up. He hit me.
You didn't say he hit you. You said he pushed you into a tree.
Yeah,
when did he hit you?
He pushed me into a tree, and he hit me also afterwards.
He hit you with an open hand or a closed hand?
Open hand.
What happened then?
I was walking along the street by the bar, and I was spitting blood. I had blood coming from my mouth, so that's when I called my sister, and I needed her to come pick me up to give me a ride back to my car because I had walked a little. It was a distance when I was walking with him because we were talking.
You were talking or fighting?
Well, we were fighting.
Go ahead.
And I was crying, spitting up blood. My face was all bloody, so I had my sister come pick me up.
How long did it take her to get there?
She was at the bar as well, so it took her like 2 minutes. She was there real quick, so she heard how upset I was.
So you and your sister came in 2 separate cars?
Yes.
She came, picked you up in her car, and what did you do when she picked you up in the car?
She was cleaning my face. We cleaned my face off.
And then? And
then I went back over to the house to collect my belongings to leave. And he came in, he had a piece of pizza in the microwave, and he intentionally threw it.
Just a sec, hold it. You're home first, is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
And then he came home?
He came home while I was packing my belongings.
How did the pizza get into the microwave?
The pizza was already there, Your Honor.
Pizza was in the house already, and he was taking it out to heat it up?
Yes.
So he heated up the pizza in the microwave. Go ahead.
And then we continued arguing, and that's when he intentionally threw the pizza at my face.
How did he do that?
He had the pizza in his hand, and he threw it.
And it hit your face, and it burned your face?
Yes.
Okay. So he left the bar, Amy, to get away from the argument and was walking home. So what I want to know is how the argument continued.
We were arguing about financial problems.
How did it start? Who said what to whom?
I believe it was I who had said something in regards to the financial.
That sounds right. So what did you say financial?
Basically that I do a lot for him and he doesn't respect me. You know, basically trying to show him that why would I cheat on him when I'm going grocery shopping, all the bills are in my name.
So you wanted to continue the discussion?
Yes.
You weren't just
I wasn't trying to argue.
You wanted to continue the discussion, not just pack up and leave, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and he's sitting there. He's not saying a word to you.
No, he was saying things.
Not before you approached him to start the discussion again, right? I'm just figuring out what's happening here, Amy.
Okay, that's correct.
Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not making any excuses for him if he hurt you. I want you to get real with what was happening that night. What was happening that night was you weren't letting it go. Because if you're assaulted and you call your sister because you were so upset and your sister comes to get you in the car, then you say to her, do me a favor, follow me to Mom's house because I'm going to stay there. Tomorrow I'll get the police and go over and pick up my stuff. But if you want to go back and continue the discussion with him, and you knew he was going home because he said, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I don't want to be involved with you anymore. I'm walking home to cool off. So you knew he was going home, and you followed him home.
No, because I figured that I would get there quicker than he would and have my stuff already packed and ready to leave.
So let's see what we have. We have a timeline here. You call your sister on the phone. She has to get out to the parking lot, get into her car, start the car, come and pick you up. A couple of minutes. Then you said she helped clean you up because you were bleeding. Let's say that took another 10 minutes. So now you've got 5 minutes before he's going to be home.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you go home anyway. So you expected him to be home. There's no question in my mind. So don't tell me you didn't expect him to be home yet. You expected him to be home. And you wanted to continue the discussion because you weren't ready to let it go.
Because I didn't want to be accused of something that I would never do.
What difference does it make? Somebody hits you in the face, as you allege he hit you in the face. Who cares whether he accuses you of being Mata Hari? What difference does it make? You want to get away from him.
Yes.
You don't go back into a situation where there's been, according to you, violence, and start the discussion all over again by telling him, why would I want to do something bad to you? I cook for you, I clean for you, I work for you, I do everything else for you. That's what you were telling him, right?
Yes. Why would you do this to me? Basically, that's what I was trying to say, Your Honor.
What difference does it make?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
How old are you?
27.
27. I'm a few years older than you are.
You don't look
and
it.
You're very, very sweet, Mr. Wilson. It's not going to help you any.
And later today,
You could have been married to this warped thinking, allowed children to reproduce with this warped thinking. So I want you to consider yourself very lucky.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Amy Domzlowski says ex-boyfriend Brian Wilson owes for burning her face with a slice of pizza. Brian says the argument started when he saw Amy dancing with another man.
Now the ball is in your court, Mr. Wilson. Don't smile at me, because let me explain something to you. How old are you?
27.
27. I'm a few years older than you are.
You don't look
and
it.
You're very, very sweet, Mr. Wilson. It's not going to help you any. And you know how long I've been eating pizza? A lot longer than you have. I never knew a pizza to fly off a plate and hit somebody in the face. How many flying pizzas did you know in your years? Never.
0.
We never knew a flying pizza. So with that in mind, Mr. Wilson, let's go back to, you're in the bar with Miss Amy.
Right.
Both had a couple of beers. Now.
I saw her dancing with somebody on the dance floor. I didn't want to stand for it, so I left the bar.
So you saw her dancing with somebody?
Right. Supposedly it was just a friend, but, you know, I don't know that friend, so it makes me feel uncomfortable. So I left the bar. I'm walking down the street. She comes running up behind me, you know, hitting me, trying to pull on my shirt. She actually ripped the shirt that I had underneath my button-up shirt.
Well, tell me what she said to you as she was pulling on your shirt.
What the is my problem? Why are you leaving? You know, so as I'm walking home, she's still pulling at me, you know, yelling, you know, because when she drinks and is under the influence of other drugs, you know, she's a live wire.
Was she under the influence of other drugs?
I say so.
What other drug?
Marijuana.
Did you see her smoking marijuana that day?
Yeah.
Were you smoking marijuana
No.
that day? But she was?
Right.
Okay, keep going.
So as we continued to the house, finally, you know, she gave up, you know, after my shirt's ripped. She goes back to the car.
So you don't know anything about hitting her in the face?
I didn't. She might have caught like some buttons from trying to pull on my shirt and me just defending myself to, you know, just so I can walk home and avoid the whole situation, because we could have fought if we really wanted to fight in the bar.
Okay.
You know, but that's the whole reason why I walked home, so I didn't have to do that.
Go ahead.
So then once we get home, I'm already home and sitting in the living room. She comes in and it continues again. She's not trying to talk it out or anything like that. She's yelling. You know, a little pushing, you know, I got the pizza in my hand.
Now let's go through this slowly.
No problem.
Little pushing. How did the pushing get started?
Defense pushing. Like defense pushing, you know. When she talks to you here. She don't talk to you from a distance. You know,
you're pushing her away from you.
Right, as I'm walking from the kitchen to the living room, back and forth. So finally I had the plate in my hand, and, you know, she's trying to, you know, tangle with me, and it accidentally hit her in the face.
I assume you felt very sorry when you found out she had been burned.
I drove her to the hospital the next day.
Is that right?
No. I called him when he was at work, and I said, I need to go to the hospital. And he said, well, come pick me up from work, and we can go to the hospital.
Had you stayed at your mother's that night?
Yes.
Who else lives in your mother's house?
My mom, my stepbrother, and my stepfather.
They couldn't take you to the hospital?
No, I was going to go by myself, and he said, I'll go with you, because he felt bad.
Why would you want the person who assaulted you to go with you to the hospital?
He said he would go with me.
And when you got to the hospital, what happened?
They looked at it. They said it looked really bad. They referred me to a plastic surgeon.
Did he just take you to the hospital and take you back to your mother's house?
I was driving, so I took him back to his house. We went and got the prescription filled.
So first you went and got the prescription filled?
Yes.
And then you drove him back to his house? Mm-hmm. What happened when you got back to your house?
Nothing. Everything was ordinary. It was just an ordinary day, watching TV, hanging out.
The two of you?
Yeah, making plans for the weekend.
What plans were you making for the weekend, Amy?
We weren't making plans for the weekend.
What were you doing that afternoon?
We were just talking, and he was telling me how sorry he was and that he would pay my bill for me, my hospital bill.
That takes 2 seconds. How long were you there?
Probably like an hour, 2 hours, not even.
She was there all day. Because I remember, because she had to put the ointment in my bathroom, and she had to put it on. So she even slept over.
She did?
Right. She had to put the ointment on at my house and get salt water and pour it on the burn, things like that. And she did that all at my house.
Amy, do you have any unreimbursed medical bills?
I have my medical bill right here.
How much was the medical bill?
$377.38.
How much do you owe on it?
The full amount, I haven't paid it because he said he was going to pay it.
Well, I think he should pay it. But you're suing him for $5,000.
Pain and suffering. Every time I look at I'm going to need plastic surgery. I haven't even went to the plastic surgeon and even got an amount estimated.
Well, then I can't help you with that, my dear. I can't help you with something that is speculative. What I don't understand is, if someone is frightened that someone is abusive and assaultive, they don't call them the next day to go to the hospital. They don't have them take them for the prescription when they have a sister and a mother and a stepfather and a brother and alternatives. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand that.
Good.
I was just calling him to tell him that I needed to go to the hospital, how severe it really was. That's the only reason why I called him. And he said, I'll go with you.
You don't call.
And
the only call you make is to the police. Did you do that?
No, because he has a son. I didn't want anything to happen.
Amy, he's going to pay your medical bill. You have a $377 medical bill. Your pain and suffering you're going to have to live with. I assume that you're not together anymore. Is that right?
Not at all.
Very good. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $377. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Obviously, yeah, he did push me into a tree.
Oh, that's not true.
I didn't fall into a tree.
She was drunk.
I wasn't drunk. 2 beers, come on.
Slipped and fell, I guess.
You don't hurt the people that you love.
Eat pizza, don't throw it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Youngman versus Caffey. Step forward, please.
22-year-old emergency medical technician Thomas Youngman is suing his ex-girlfriend, 21-year-old bank teller Jacqueline Caffey, for the balance on a car and bank overdraft fees. Jacqueline claims Thomas paid off the car note without consulting her.
Mr. Youngman, Miss Caffey was your girlfriend for a while, and in 2003, according to your complaint, you were foolish enough to co-sign for a car loan for her.
Yes, ma'am.
And when you co-signed for the loan, it was her car. The car was titled in your name, is that right?
Yes.
And she agreed to make the payments on the car.
Yes, ma'am.
And she did make the payments on the car until when?
Until the car got totaled. There was one last payment to make after the insurance paid it off.
And how much was that one last payment?
$550.
Your complaint is that Ms. Caffrey decided not to make the last payment. You had already broken up at this point. And
Correct.
how long had you been apart?
We'd been apart for almost a year and a month.
And you knew nothing about the car because it was her car and she was making the payments.
Correct.
After she totaled the car and stopped making the payments, they came after you because you were the co-signer on the car, and they took the money out of your bank account. How much did they take out?
$550 and 20-something cents.
Then can you explain why you're suing her for $2,000?
Because there were some late fees acquired with that, in the negative balance fees.
And how much were the negative balance fees?
$100.
Anything else?
My credit was damaged, so I figured the rest of it could be for that.
Okay. Now, Ms. Caffrey, you say you've paid enough, and he co-signed for the car, and therefore it was his responsibility. I'd like you to explain that to me.
He co-signed for it. I have the proof of it.
There's no question he co-signed for it.
He co-signed for a car loan, and I made every single payment. This was a $13,000 loan, and he paid $500, and late fees, $650. And he drove the car, too, when we were together.
You mean in 2003?
Yes.
So what you're saying is he drove the car in 2003, and therefore it was his responsibility to make the last payment.
I don't owe him anything. He paid.
Would you do me a favor and answer my question?
Yes.
I'll decide whether you owe him something or not. I'm trying to figure out your defense. Tell me what your defense is.
I do not owe him because he...
That's a conclusion. That's a legal conclusion, that you do not owe him. So far, we have the following set of facts stipulated. He agreed to co-sign a loan on your promise that you would make the payments on the car. That fact is buttressed by the fact that you did, in fact, make payments on the car consistently, even after the two of you were no longer together. You made the payments on the car consistently, which supports his statement that you promised to make the payments until you totaled the car. Then you stopped. There was still a payment owing, $550. Now, I'd like your defense as to why you do not owe that $550.
I had called the bank over and over and tried to figure out how much I owed, and by the time I figured out how much was owed, because they kept telling me different numbers of how much was owed, and then she said, well, just hold off on the payment and we'll get back to you on it. So when I finally got the letter in the mail that I owed $550, he had already paid it. I didn't ask him to pay it. He had already chosen himself to go ahead and pay it.
They took it out of his bank account.
That's not what... When I asked her and he told me that they froze his account, that never happened.
No. I want to tell you something. Mr. Youngman?
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to get your money.
Okay.
You are also a very, very fortunate man. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Really lucky. You could have been married to this warped thinking, allowed children to reproduce with this warped thinking. So I want you to consider yourself very lucky. Okay?
Thank you.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $650. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
911 operator Sharon Kennedy is suing her ex-boyfriend, Michael Estepellin, for the cost of a cruise and for making unauthorized charges on her credit card.
It's number 148 on the calendar in the matter of Kennedy versus Estepellin. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, ma'am. Have a seat.
Ms. Kennedy, according to your complaint, you and the defendant were dating.
Yes.
And you claim that he owes you some money for a cruise that you took together and also for credit card charges that he made on your credit card.
Yes.
Mr. Estepellin says that you were just friends, that the cruise was your treat, and that it was very nice of you as a friend to allow him to charge things on your credit card, but there was never an agreement for him to pay you back. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you?
40 years old.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a race car official and a mechanic.
Are you married?
And no longer.
You have children?
One.
Who does that child live with?
Her mother.
And who do you live with?
My father.
How long have you lived with your father?
6 months.
Do you pay him rent?
Yes.
How much rent do you pay him?
Not enough. About $100.
When did you meet Miss Kennedy?
When we were about 15 years old.
And did there come a time when you and Miss Kennedy started to have a relationship that was more than just friendly?
When we were 16.
More recently, sir, so that we can come into this millennium. You went on a cruise together.
Yes, we did.
And when was that cruise?
Early this year, January or February, I believe.
Had you been going out with her socially prior to that?
She had come to California from Arizona occasionally, and when she did, we would go out to dinner.
Just dinner?
Dinner and a movie.
Nothing more intimate than that?
No, ma'am.
When you went on the cruise, did you have one stateroom or two?
We had one.
Did you have one bed or two?
We had one.
And did you sleep on the floor or in the bed?
On the bed.
And what about Miss Kennedy?
On the bed.
How long was the cruise?
4 days.
Tell me the circumstances surrounding you going on the cruise.
We had been talking one time. She came to California out to dinner. She was talking about vacations, that she had been wanting to take a vacation since she had been recently divorced. The next thing I had found out about the cruise was when she emailed me that she had booked a cruise, and she picked the dates around my racing schedule when I had an off weekend. So she had already planned it, booked it, and sent me the information.
No. In December, when I picked Michael up from being in jail for 30 days, we had discussed...
What was he in jail for?
Because he failed to finish his anger management classes from a domestic violence issue on his wife.
That should have been your first clue.
I know. I know.
Go ahead.
So when he got out of jail, we went to the motel, and we discussed going on vacation. And I said, okay, I'll do some research on it. And when I met him again 2 weeks later when I went to California, I brought him all the information, and he agreed to pay half of the cruise. We booked the cruise for January 17th.
When was he supposed to pay for it?
After racing season started, which was the end of January.
And he never paid for it?
Correct.
When did you make him a card holder on your credit card?
After March, when we both told each other that we loved each other.
March?
Yes.
Some 2 months after he failed to pay you for the cruise?
Correct. But I had not asked him for the cruise money yet.
You just told me he was supposed to pay you for it when racing season started, which was a month later, and he didn't pay you.
Correct.
And if he didn't pay you, you should have had a clue that this wasn't somebody that you wanted to extend any further credit to.
Yes, ma'am.
So now I'm not interested in the cruise anymore.
Okay.
Now I'm interested in the credit card.
Okay. After Michael and I told each other that we loved each other on March 8th, he had been kicked out of his grandmother's house in February.
Why was he kicked out in February?
That I don't know the specifics. All I know is that she was very upset with him. It was some issue in the kitchen, that she had just cleaned the kitchen, and he was not wanting to clean it up and got all over her, and it was not a pretty sight. So she told him he had to...
Should have finished that anger management course.
Correct. So then in March, he started living at a motel, and he told me that for racing, he would start traveling. So we agreed to put him as an authorized user on my American Express card. He would only use it for necessary items such as gas and lodging. And within a 1 month period, he had gone to Shoe City numerous times, Motherhood Maternity, and I sure as heck wasn't pregnant, Victoria's Secret. So he was obviously romancing another woman.
So what happened when you got the first bill?
When I found out, I went online and checked the amount that was being charged so far. And I called Michael on April 9th, and I asked him what happened. He told me that someone had broken into his motel room and stolen the numbers because he still had the card. So like a fool, I believed him. And I had American Express cancel out that first card, send him a second card. Same thing happened. Room was miraculously broken again, and more charges started happening. So by the time the third card got to him, American Express had suspended the account, and I wasn't even allowed to use it because the charges were up to $11,000. Michael told me, just dispute all the charges. And I told him, I can't dispute the charges if they're legitimate charges.
Well, she had told me that she was going to give me a card to help me on the road, and that's what I had used it for. And yes, I had charged it, and yes, I did go to Victoria's Secrets, because by that time I had met somebody else who I did like, and was planning to have a future with. I had told her that the whole time that we were, friends, and that we were always just friends.
Listen to me.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's get back to the credit card, sir. So what you're telling me is that when she questioned you about these charges, you told her that somebody had used the card in an unauthorized fashion initially.
No, ma'am. What I had said is that she
Look
told
at me.
Yes, she told me.
No, here.
I am here. She told me that there's numerous charges on him, and she says, well, how could there be that many charges? I said, I have no idea. Maybe the only way is if somebody got the numbers from my card. That'd be the only other way that could happen.
You're a dishonest man.
I don't believe so, ma'am.
You are a thoroughly and totally dishonest man. Because if you had said to Miss Kennedy the first time around, you got me. I charged things because I originally said I was just going to charge things on the road, which is what you told me.
Eventually.
I'm speaking.
Yes, ma'am.
You said I'm going to charge things on the road, motel, meals, that sort of thing. And then you chose, because you met somebody else, to charge things on the credit card that she questioned. And you knew that if you said to her, I met somebody else, and yes, I did charge some things for that other person, she would have canceled the card. You chose not to do that. And after you got the second card, you did the same thing. You charged things for your new girlfriend. So when I say to you that you are a dishonest person, I know from whence I speak. You are a dishonest and dishonorable person.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He's a hustler.
And later today,
Sir, I wouldn't use her mural.
I did not use her mural.
Just a second. You did.
No, ma'am.
But, Miss Diaz, don't bother me. I think you ought to find a different line of work, by the way.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sharon Kennedy says her ex-boyfriend, Michael Estepellin, made unauthorized charges on her credit card. Sharon claims Michael lied about the card getting stolen.
What were the costs that he put on your credit card?
The charges that I did not dispute in a 30-day period was $3,675.84.
Can I see those, please?
The highlight ones on the copy are the ones that we did not dispute. And I also have a copy...
You did not dispute them because he made them.
Correct. I have a copy of the cell phone bill that we also went on the family plan with.
Shh, I don't care about the cell phone. He's a hustler.
Yes.
Judge him for the plaintiff for the amount of $3,600. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She seems to think I'm a dishonest hustler. That's fine. That's her opinion.
Michael was in jail again in May, and I called his cell phone, and his girlfriend answered.
She finally got it through her head that we were going to be nothing but just friends.
I was totally shocked. I could not believe how much of a charmer he was and how good a liar he really was.
Now she's just a, she's a scorned woman who didn't get away.
The money is just secondary to what Michael and I had.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Diaz versus Altunia. Step forward, please.
Artist Mariana Diaz is suing former client, restaurant manager Robert Altunian, for the cost of a painted mural. Mariana says Robert never paid for her work.
Ms. Diaz, you claim that the defendant owes you for a mural that you painted for his restaurant. And Mr. Altunia says that he didn't like the result, so he's not paying for it.
Right.
When did you hire Ms. Diaz?
Exact date, I don't really remember.
Month.
Because maybe November or October.
When did he hire you?
On November 5th.
And what was your agreement with her, Mr. Altunia?
Actually, I was trying to find a mural person.
Listen to me.
Was my
I had a
agreement with her $3,000.
Okay, you were going to pay her $3,000
Yes,
for the
ma'am.
mural. And how long did she work on the mural?
Almost 6 weeks.
And you didn't like the result?
Yes.
Do you have a photograph of the mural that you completed?
Yes.
I'd like to see it, please. How did you find her, by the way, Mr. Altunia?
I put the words around that I need a mural, and she knew one of my secretaries. It was a friend of hers or something, and when I asked her, she said, I'll do it.
And you agreed on a $3,000 price?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I see what you've put in there in place of this, sir?
Yes, ma'am. I actually run it. I have a couple of samples that...
I don't want to see a sample.
No.
I want to see what you did over her work.
Here. And the top one, too. And the back. That's it.
This is what is over the mural that she painted.
Yes.
You sure?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
I'm sure.
Oh, I see what you did. You used part of her mural in the center, which is what you showed me. You used this part, and you had someone else paint pictures of women dancers around it.
Yes, ma'am, it's true.
Okay, good. Well, it's certainly, I will tell you, Miss Diaz, have you seen it? I'm going to show it to you. It certainly is lovely what he did. He added to your piece. Just show that to Miss Diaz. Okay.
I know the artist that did this. He's awesome guy.
Yes,
awesome.
he's wonderful. He used your center.
Right.
And then he painted beautiful women dancers around the back, and he is awesome.
It is awesome.
He is awesome. Let me have it back.
I met him while I was working on this custom.
There's no question about it.
Yeah.
That as far as artists go, Miss Diaz,
he's amazing.
He's terrific. But Mr. Altunia, you see, this is your problem, sir.
Okay.
How long have you been in the restaurant business?
32 years.
Let's say Officer Byrd and I decide to take our families to your restaurant.
Sure.
We come together. How many are in your family?
6.
All together. You
All
know,
together,
children.
6. Yeah.
My basic family is 22. Children, their spouses, and grandchildren.
Sure.
So between the two of us now, we're 28 people. And we come to your restaurant. What kind of food do you serve, sir?
I have 8 kind of different restaurants that I represent.
This one?
I do not. This one is French restaurant. It's a cabaret, madame.
Good. So we come to your cabaret, and we eat, and we drink, and at the end of the meal, I say to him, you know what? I didn't like the food. I had better French food across the street.
All right.
So, Mr. Altunia, we're not paying the bill because we didn't like your food. We ate it. We used it. But it was better food across the street. Would your first phone call be to the police and say, these people are trying to scam me out of a $5,000 bill?
No,
They came, they ate my food, they drink my wine, and when I present them with a bill, they say, you know, we had better French food. What?
Before I forget, can I give you the answer?
Sure.
I would invite you again for free next meal.
Well, the next time, sir, that she paints a mural for you, maybe she'll do it for free. This time, you got to pay for it.
My personal knowledge is...
What?
Good.
Your Honor.
That's good.
Sir, I wouldn't use her mural. Listen to me.
I did not use her mural.
Just a second. You did.
No, ma'am.
You used her mural because
No,
I'm
ma'am.
looking at the...
Can I- All right.
I'm looking at the work that
All
your
right.
artist did, and your artist used right in the center a little piece of her work. Whether you chose to use her work or not, that's not what's relevant, sir. If you made Ms. Diaz, don't bother me. I think you ought to find a different line of work, by the way. But what I'm telling you is, she spent 6 weeks there. The fact that she is a person of marginal talent is not her fault. She really wanted to do a good job. This is the best job she could do. She didn't necessarily try to hurt you. And all during the work process, because I read the papers, you kept giving her money for supplies. Instead of looking at it and saying, listen, my 6-year-old grandchild could do this job.
I did the same thing, Your Honor.
Oh, just a second.
Okay, I'm
Instead of doing that, you continued to give us supplies because she says, I could do better, I could do better. And I would have said, listen, let's stop right here. I see after 2 weeks this is not working out. I'm going to give you $1,000. I'm going to hire somebody else. But you, Mr. Altunia, said to her, fine. Here's the money. Go continue to work. Not the right thing to do, sir. You made a mistake.
Can I answer again, Your Honor?
Sure.
All right. When somebody starts, you know, she's a nice girl. When somebody starts, and a friend of my secretary too, she was very nice, and she's very kind. Believe me, she did her best. I seen her go from books to bookstores. I seen her bringing so many pictures. I seen her sleep there sometime. I was wrong by hiring for such cheap price and expecting the most.
Mr. Altunia.
Yeah.
That's where you're mistaken.
That's right. I think
that's your mistake.
Expensive.
You've been in business 33 years. You
that's
get
right.
what you pay
very
for.
True, Your Honor.
And the artist who ultimately did this, clearly, if they
Your Honor,
charged
please do me a favor. I gotta tell you this. I want to show it to you
I want to
what
also
she did.
express some things.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. You go.
First of all, I mean, I'm not going to discuss art, and here it's just my time that I put into that thing.
Does it sound as if you're not going to win this case?
No, and also, I mean, just defending a little bit my art. This thing we agreed before I started that I was going to do over the stage, because that was the stage.
Your Honor, excuse me.
And I did it in God leave. So
Miss Diaz, listen to me, sweetheart.
Right.
He's got to pay you the $3,000. Put it down. He's got to pay you the $3,000 because that was your
Your Honor,
agreement.
one more second, please.
Yes.
I told her to put a Moulin Rouge.
Yeah,
Moulin Rouge is a very
it's a
famous
windmill.
restaurant. Moulin Rouge is a beautiful place in Paris. I met better over here. I had a lot of money available to give anything she wanted. I have $1 million location.
Listen to me.
I have now pictured, I told her to make one Moulin, the windmill. That's how she finished it. And I had to work in the top of Moulin Rouge.
No.
Please look at it.
I did the Moulin
Look what
since
she
the
did.
beginning. It was
Yeah, I wanted the Moulin.
amazing. It's amazing. And
You're going to win
okay.
anyway. Please don't. You won already. What are you fighting for?
Mr. Altunia, what I'm telling you is you're a businessman. You've been a businessman for 33 years, according to you, in the restaurant business. You made an agreement with her. Your agreement was she's going to paint, do the best job she could for $3,000.
Right.
The fact that you thought you were getting something for nothing,
That's right.
that's your problem. See,
I
then
guess
you had
it
to
was.
hire somebody to come in and finish the job. And I want to tell you something. The person that you hired is a person that has a tremendous amount of talent. But that's your problem.
It's
She
true.
worked for 6 weeks. You got to pay her. Judge for the plaintiff.
Your
The
Honor-
amount of
Hold on, wait,
$3,000.
wait,
Thank
don't
you.
give nothing.
Goodbye.
Parties are
Bye.
excused. You
Luck.
may step out.
Thank you.
26-year-old student Bobby Pinchuk is suing fellow motorist, student Charles Azure, for an accident caused by his road rage. Charles says it was Bobby who was driving recklessly. He is countersuing for his injuries.
Yes, this is case number 41 on the calendar in the matter of Pinchuk versus Azure. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Ms. Pinchuk, you and the defendant don't know each other, but were involved in an incident that can be described as a road rage incident. It is your claim that Mr. Azure caused this accident, which damaged your car. He says it was you who caused the accident. He said that you hit him in the rear. He is counterclaiming because he alleges that because of your conduct, he was forced to drop out of school, to have his education delayed, and he has a counterclaim. When did this incident happen, Ms. Pinchuk?
February 3rd, 2005,
What time of the day or evening?
approximately 10:30 in the morning.
And where were you going?
I was on my way to work.
Where do you work?
Sacred Heart Medical Building.
What kind of a car were you driving?
Honda Civic, 97.
What kind of car were you driving?
I was driving a 87 Toyota Corolla.
Where were you going?
I was going home. I was leaving school.
You had been in school that morning?
Yeah, I just got out at 10:20, and I was on my way home.
Okay, so Ms. Pinchuk, you tell me your version of what happened, please.
I was driving westbound on Mission.
Show me on your diagram, please.
This is
Which
me
color are
here.
you?
I'm B.
You're blue.
Yes. As I'm driving here, there's a bus that's moving. He pulls out from behind the bus and cuts me off right here. So I went into this turn lane to avoid the accident. I'm attempting to get back over, but he's not letting me. So at this point, after I honked my horn, he then let me in, which as I came here, and he was a bit further down here, this is where we hit because he was driving erratically and he slammed on his brakes. And to avoid hitting him again, I turned this way. And that's how the damage occurred on that side of the car.
Okay, so what you're saying is he cut you off.
Yes.
You had to get back into a driving lane.
Yes.
Ultimately, he let you back in the driving lane, but then slammed on his brakes, causing you to swerve.
Yes.
And that's how the back of his car and the front of your car were damaged.
Correct.
Okay, fine. I will hear you.
Okay, it started with the bus stop. There was actually another car in front of me. The first car proceeded to go around the bus, made it around. I looked, there was nobody behind me. I proceeded into this lane. I was all the way up here, and all of a sudden I heard a series of honking. She was in a hurry to get somewhere, and I just wasn't going fast enough for her. I looked into my rearview mirror. She's on the cell phone, driving, honking her horn, and then she proceeds to go on my driver's side to pass me. She must have thought that was another lane, because it widens out there for about 50 feet, and then it closes out real quick, and it goes right back into the two lanes. And she proceeded to pass me, Your Honor. She was all the way up as far as my back door on my driver's side,
And as soon as I seen that, I started to slow down to let her proceed so she could proceed to pass, but she couldn't do it because there's oncoming traffic coming. So then she stopped, just tried to swing back around to get back behind me. And I feel that it was all her fault. She was on the cell phone. If she wasn't talking on that cell phone, maybe she could have used that other hand to flip the blinker and switch into the lane that was completely open.
Okay. Now, you had some damage to your car?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of damage did you have to your car?
Do you want to see pictures?
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 different estimates. The pictures are on the back of each page of the estimate.
What happened when the police arrived?
One officer talked to me, and I told him the story, and basically he wrote out the report, and that was it. He said that he attempted to contact my witness.
Do you have a police report?
Yes, I do.
Can I see it, please? You were cited for an improper lane usage.
I didn't commit it. It was found non-committed.
Did you have a hearing with regard to that?
Yes, with extenuating circumstances. My witness was there to attend as well.
What is your name, sir?
Sonny Shaver.
Stand up, please. Do you know the plaintiff?
I never met her till that day.
You were driving on the 3rd of February?
I was the oncoming traffic, Your Honor.
Show me where your car was.
I was here. This island stops and, like he said, becomes 2 double yellow lines that narrow down back to a 4-lane street. When I saw him, she was behind him. He went about halfway into this lane with half his car. Then all of a sudden he came back and she dived to the left to avoid him, and I thought, oh, going to get hit head on here. She slammed on the brakes then and cut it to the left. He cut it to the left across the double yellow line and stopped, and she hit him. So I drove around the block and said, I'll be a witness for you.
And you gave her your name?
Gave her my business card.
And you did come down with her to testify on her behalf?
Yes, ma'am.
It was very nice of you.
Well, I saw she rear-ended him, and that's almost always automatically her fault, and I felt it wasn't, so.
And you and Miss Pinchuk didn't know each other?
No, ma'am.
That's totally false. I had no reason to turn. I was a mile down my road. She was reckless driving. I was trying to avoid her.
Well, I'm looking at you, Mr. Azure, because Mr. Shaver doesn't know the plaintiff, right?
I can't tell you.
And when you stopped, did you see Mr. Shaver there that day?
No, he was not there.
Did you see him?
He was yelling at me, some foul things.
No.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Nope. He told me, you can't frickin' stop in the middle of the road. And
so, just a second, Mr. Azure. Mr. Azure. Shh. Mr. Azure, you just said you didn't see him there that day.
Well,
how could you tell me that you didn't see him there that day, and then 2 seconds later tell me what he was yelling at you?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I do not believe that it was him. There was a guy there.
Listen to me. That was him. He
was
didn't
it?
Yeah, it was him.
No, there was a guy that didn't want to wait for the police officers.
Listen to me. It was him.
And later today.
He didn't steal the car keys. He didn't grab them out of her pocket. She was drunk. He was drunk. They're just lucky they're not dead.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Bobby Pinchuk says fellow motorist Charles Azure owes for an accident caused by his reckless driving. Charles claims the accident was Bobby's fault.
All right. Now let's get to your counterclaim, Mr. Azure. I'll hear you.
There was a blonde-haired gentleman. I do not believe that it was him. There was a guy there.
Listen to me. That was him. He
was
didn't.
it?
Yeah, it was him.
No, there was a guy that didn't want to wait for the police officers.
Listen to me.
And he took off.
Listen to me. It was him. Let's just get to your counterclaim, sir.
Okay. After this accident, I just had surgery on my knee, and I'm in criminal justice at the Spokane Community College. I have no reason to jeopardize my career. My knee went into the dashboard, and it swelled up my knee. I got the doctor report, and I took it to my instructors at school, and they put me on hold. They ended up giving me a Z grade.
What does that have to do with this accident?
Because my knee swollen, because I got injured in there, and I couldn't pursue my criminal justice. They put me on hold. They said I had to get doctors. I can't get released from the doctors. I've had 4 surgeries on my knee, Your Honor, and...
Did you have any surgeries on your knee after this incident, sir?
No, I had it August 29th, 04.
The last one was
The last one was 10/29/04.
Okay. Well,
just like 4 months prior to this accident.
Maybe you're pursuing the wrong career, sir.
I'm not going as a police officer. We're opening a bail bonds company, and we're going to pursue that.
You're going to be a bail bondsman?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. All right, Mr. Azure. Are you going back to school for criminal
They let
justice?
me back in. I just had my appointment with the dean on May 5th, and they said I can go back in
I'm very
in September.
glad. Okay. Who is this person?
This is my wife, Joni.
What does she have to do with this case?
She's the one that took me to the hospital, saw my knee, how it swelled. I had to be in a neck brace. I had to wear my splint again. I had to use crutches.
Just for my own information, sir, did you speak to an attorney about these injuries?
Yes, I did.
And did the attorney take your case against Ms.
No, he
Pinchuk?
didn't. Because he said I had a pre-existing knee injury.
That plus a couple of other things, Mr. Asher. One of the things that would be death to your case is this gentleman right over here. Because he's known as an independent witness. He is absolutely correct when he says that when someone rear-ends someone else in their car, unless there are really extenuating circumstances, it's always your fault. Those are the facts. You understand that, Mr. Asher?
Yes, her insurance...
Unless, Mr. Asher, you have an independent witness who says that you were driving recklessly. That's what he says. And he's got no axe to grind. He took a couple of days off from work. He actually came back to a scene of an accident where most people would just keep going.
I never seen him, Your Honor.
Well, maybe you just heard him. And there is no question in my... Listen to me, I'm speaking.
Okay.
There's no question in my mind that he was there. There's no question in my mind that he chose to come back to the scene of the accident because he was concerned that Miss Pinchuk would be blamed for the accident because it was a rear-end hit. He took the time after she contacted him to go down and testify before the administrative law judge at the hearing regarding the ticket. The ticket was dismissed, as is your counterclaim, sir. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of damage to the car, $1,400. Thank you very much. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She found that I was at fault, but I just don't feel that I was.
It was his fault. He knows it was his fault, and that's what he gets for trying to lie.
She was totally out of control, calling me every name in the book.
At the point where he realized that I was cussing him out and I was honking my horn, I need to get back over, that's when he got mad.
On her cell phone, driving right behind me, she was so close to my bumper, I could see the whites of her eyes.
Cell phone doesn't have anything to do with it. I'm a multitasker. I'm excellent.
Whatever.
Don't be mad because you lost.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Spandy versus Gretha, step forward, please.
Computer operator Tim Spandy is suing his daughter's former friend, 18-year-old event coordinator Tom Grether, for wrecking his wife's car. Tom says he was driving because Tim's daughter was drunk.
Mr. Spandy, this is your daughter?
Yes, it is.
Your daughter was driving your car?
No, she wasn't.
Whose car was she using?
It was my wife's car.
So your daughter was driving your wife's car with your permission. She goes to a party or some sort of gathering, and this young man was there. She got too drunk to drive home. She asked him to drive home. He was also drunk. He totaled the car. You want him to pay for the car.
Yes, that's correct, ma'am.
And Mr. Grether says, well, he has certain responsibility. He doesn't have total responsibility. Your daughter has partial responsibility. Okay. When was this party?
February 13th.
At a house?
Yeah.
Did you know Mr. Grether before the party?
Yes, I did.
Okay. How much did you drink?
I think I had like 4 cups of beer.
Why did you drink if you were driving?
I was planning on staying over.
So why didn't you stay over?
Because there's some drama about missing pieces, and then all of
Missing pieces? What?
Bongs.
What is that?
Stuff you smoke marijuana out of.
There was drama about some drugs.
Yeah.
What kind of drama was there about drugs?
One kid accused one of Tom's friends of stealing piece.
So there was some drama, so you wanted to go home?
Well, because all of Tom's friends were leaving, and Tom invited us to the party. We didn't know the people whose house it was at, so we all decided to leave and go back to Tom's.
And you were too drunk to drive?
Yeah.
So you really didn't have good judgment?
Yeah.
What about Tom?
Well, my friends said they gave him a drunk test and see if he could walk a line and if he had slurred speech, and he said he stopped drinking 2 hours before that.
So you had your friends, your drunken friends, give him an alcohol sobriety test. Is that what you're telling me, Miss Spandy?
Yes.
And your slightly inebriated friends told you that he was sufficiently sober to drive your mother's car?
Yeah.
Tell me how you totaled her mother's car.
We were driving down a dirt and gravel road, and the car had spun out, and we had crashed into a tree.
All right, now we'll hear you.
Yeah. Before we started driving, he decided to whip a donut in like a cul-de-sac, which was a dirt road. And I'm like, Tom, you need to stop. And he was like, okay, I used to drive a Ford Contour, I have total control. And so then he stops, and then he was like, hey, look at this. And I saw his hand reaching for the emergency brake, but I don't really know if he pulled it or whatever. It just happened too fast. We lost control, and then we ran into a tree.
I was only kidding. I actually never got grasped with the emergency brake. 3 other vehicles ahead of me had spun out at the exact same spot that I had spoke with afterwards. They were all driving
What I don't
SUVs.
understand, Mr. Spandy, is why you think your daughter is not at least partially responsible for what happened that night.
Well, for one thing, the defendant here, he was driving with a suspended license. He knew he was not supposed to be behind the driver's wheel at all.
He was
Your Honor.
Put your hand down. They were all drinking and doing marijuana.
I understand that.
Mr. Spandy, your daughter took her mother's car and acted irresponsibly with it. She drank. She was probably smoking marijuana. She gave the car to somebody who was given a field sobriety test by a bunch of other teenage alcoholics. And you think she bears no responsibility?
Well, he should have known right from wrong. I mean...
He was wrong. There's no question he was wrong. You don't take your mother's car and then drink.
I agree.
And you don't take your mother's car and then drink and do bongs or whatever they are. What you do is, if you think that you're going to drink, you say, Dad, would you drive me to the party and pick me up? Or if you don't intend to drink and then you go to the party and you drink, you say, give me the phone, I'm going to call my father to come pick me up. She could have done that too, right?
Yes, and that's what she's been instructed to do.
But you mean before this incident, you told her, if you drink, call us, we'll come pick you up, right? So she did the wrong thing.
Yes.
That's all I'm asking you, Mr. Spandy. I'm not saying that Mr. Grether here is going to get off scot-free. But what I'm telling you is your daughter bears some responsibility for what happened that night.
I agree. I mean, she was in the wrong, but for somebody of his age, a little bit older, selling alcohol and all that other stuff going on that.
How old is your daughter?
17.
And how old are you?
I'll be 19 in a few weeks.
Listen, she's 17, he's 18. You know how much longer it takes a boy to mature than it takes a girl to mature?
Yes.
I just want you to take a look at him. Take a look at him. You'll understand what I'm talking about.
Yes, I understand completely.
Do you understand what I'm talking about?
Oh, yes.
All right. So don't tell me that he's so much older and is selling liquor. She's 17 years old. She shouldn't be drinking 5 beers, right?
I understand that.
Bad judgment.
Yes, very.
And if you start...
May I please add on the...
Don't say anything.
Sorry.
All right. Start with this premise, Mr. Spandy. But for the fact that your daughter did the wrong thing, you would not be standing here today.
Correct.
She did the wrong thing 3 times. She took the car. She drank.
Yes.
Instead of calling you to come pick her up, she gave the car keys to him. But for her actions, he, who's not any older than she is, would not have control of the car. He didn't steal the car keys. He didn't grab them out of her pocket. She was drunk. He was drunk. They're just lucky they're not dead.
Yes.
So the car was totaled.
Yes.
Did you have insurance?
I only had liability, no collision, so the insurance company would not pay for it.
When did you purchase the car?
I purchased it 8/25/04.
And how much did you pay for it?
We paid a little over $4,300. Other charges incurred that night was towing fee and pound lot, and that was over $200.
So you paid $43 plus another $2.
Yes.
Half $4,500 is $2,250. $2,250 is his responsibility. The other $2,250 is your daughter's responsibility. I suggest that you see to it that she takes care of it.
Oh, she's already taken care of the other car we have purchased.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,250. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Versus Carter Bruce. Step forward, please.
50-year-old contractor Larry Blaylock says Billy Ray Carter's dog killed his ostrich.
Order. All rise.
Yeah, this is case number 190 on the calendar in the matter of Blaylock versus Carter Bruce. Parties have been sworn in except for the dog. You may be seated.
Dogs always tell the truth.
Yes.
Mr. Blaylock, Mr. Bruce is your neighbor.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Bruce. Mr. Carter moved into Mr. Bruce's home along with this dog.
Into his tack room. Combination tack room.
On his property.
On his property.
With this dog.
Yes.
Problem arose, Mr. Blaylock, because according to your complaint, you raise on your property ostriches.
Yes, ma'am.
And how many ostriches did you have at the time of this incident, sir?
38.
Why?
Profit. Raised for meat and skin.
Where do you live?
Norco, a suburb of Riverside.
In California?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you permitted to have 38 ostriches on your property?
To my reluctance, I found out that I have got to get rid of 9 birds.
Did you find that out before or after?
After.
This incident?
After.
According to these papers, sir, you claim that this dog here killed one of your ostriches.
Yes, ma'am.
So you want to tell me about it?
Well, I started raising the birds about 2 years ago with the approval of my neighbors. I checked with them before I started. And
well, let's go back a second. You say you checked with your neighbors. Not really according to your papers, sir. You say you asked your neighbors if they minded you having a few ostriches on your property.
Yes.
Did you ever tell them how many you were going to have on your property?
No, ma'am.
How large a piece of property do you have?
2.5 acres.
And how big are these birds, sir?
Well, the tallest about 6 feet, 7 feet.
And according to your papers, they weigh about 300 pounds.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, 2 acres isn't a lot of property, sir, to have that, you know, it's like having a zoo on your property.
Well, each pair of birds has their own pen of 50 by 100 feet.
Is this a residential area?
You'd have to know the premise that Norco is founded on. It's an animal lover's paradise, actually. It's for horses and...
Residential?
It is basically residential, with the thought of animals in mind.
But clearly not according to your ordinances, 38 ostrich.
I had too many ostriches at the time.
Okay. Now tell me how this incident happened with, according to you, this dog.
Well, the defendant, Billy Carter, woke me up about 6:30 one morning, said that one of my birds couldn't get up. I asked him how he knew that the bird couldn't get up, because his first statement was, you know, it had nothing to do with me or my dog. I said, well, if it had nothing to do with you or your dog, how did you know it can't get up? You know, and so I walked out.
How did you know that, sir?
I knew this was something wrong because I'm used to with horses and stuff. When they lie down and don't get up, there's something wrong. I'm not an ostrich.
So you knocked at the door and you said your ostrich can't get up. Did you go outside and look at the bird, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And what happened to, what was the condition of the bird?
The bird was what, well, we call impacted or constipated.
What?
Impacted or constipated.
Constipated?
Yes. So I gave him a dose of mineral oil and came back and checked on him again.
I hate to ask you this question, Mr. Blaylock, but, you know, I'm a judge and I have to get all the facts.
Mm-hmm.
How can you tell an ostrich is constipated?
Just the same way you tell a child. It's just they're listless and don't want to join the crowd. Don't want to join the others.
There aren't any other reasons why a bird wouldn't want to eat or was listless other than being constipated?
No, ma'am. It's just a common problem.
Okay. So it is a common problem with ostriches because of what they eat or what?
Because they can't pick up the wrong thing. I found neighborhood kids are throwing marbles and golf balls and whatever in the yard.
So they eat things
that
they shouldn't?
They'll eat anything they can fit in their mouth.
So they're real stupid.
They're about the stupidest animal you'll ever find.
It's honest. Okay, so you gave this bird a dose of, I don't know, castor oil for ostriches or mineral oil and went on your way.
Yes.
What happened after bird got a dose?
I came out about 10 o'clock to check on him and gave her another dose, and I had to hold her down to give her the second dose. So this bird was improving and feeling better.
Okay.
In good shape.
Okay.
Moving around.
Next.
Then I came back out about 1:30, as I usually do, to check on all the birds, and the bird was dead.
Describe, because that becomes very important, describe where the bird was.
Well, I have photographs of where I found it, with the bird's head under the fence, the skull crushed, and a pool of blood on Mr. Bruce's side of the fence.
So the bird's head was on his property?
Yes, ma'am. You can tell from the photos the neck has been stretched where the dog tried to pull the bird over and tried to dig its way under to pull it through the fence.
Clearly, the deceased bird's head is on his property, and according to you, the cause of death was trauma to the head.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, will you want to explain to me your theory of how the bird's head got on his property? Because you would agree, sir, if the bird's head was on his property and you knew that he had this dog there,
yes,
then he's not liable.
Well, I've approached him on 2 or 3 occasions and asked him, because Mr. Bruce also has a large dog, a Labrador, I believe it is. And, you know, his dog barks at the birds, but it's not a real problem. When Mr. Carter moved in with a Rott, it became obvious that the Rottweiler was very antagonistic. And I asked him two or three times to restrain the Rott until he got accustomed to the birds, as the Labrador was.
Well, how'd you want him to restrain the dog?
Just keep him in the corral area until he got used to being around the birds. Instead of doing that, he turned him loose in the backyard.
Well, it's his backyard.
Well, that's true.
It's his
I
backyard.
just asked him as common courtesy.
Well, but you understand as a common courtesy, he doesn't have to do that. First of all,
well, he
Mr.
didn't.
Blaylock, you were violating the law by having that many birds, right?
He's violating the law by being there, living in the tack room.
Why?
Zoning restrictions.
Well, that certainly, sir, was not raised in any of your papers that he's violating any law by living in the tack room. But that's not what you're complaining about.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
If this dog killed this bird, I'll eat my hat.
And later today.
Got to keep that testosterone level, sir. You don't know who these people are. I mean, they could be even dumber than they are.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Larry Blaylock says his neighbor, Billy Ray Carter's Rottweiler, killed his ostrich. Billy Ray says the ostrich crossed over the line.
I still would like you to give me your theory of how this dog got your bird's head underneath the fence and onto his property.
Well, as you can probably deduce from the photographs, no one actually saw the bird attack, or the dog attack. I can only just guess that the bird was trying to get something under the fence. The dog approached, and when the bird tried to get away, it probably hit its head on the fence or something, couldn't get back in. And the dog killed it.
So what you're saying is your bird went under the fence to try to get something. And then when
I'm assuming that. No one actually saw it.
So how can you sue him for the cost of your bird? I mean, under either scenario, nobody saw it. And assuming the best of what you tell me, Mr. Blaylock.
Well, it's obvious his dog killed my bird.
But that's not the relevant point, sir. The relevant point is your bird was trespassing on his property. And he's allowed to have a dog. Dogs and ostriches clearly don't get along.
Putting one's head over a fence line does not constitute trespassing, does it?
Not one's head, an ostrich head. As you said, sir, the dumbest creature in creation.
Well, in that context, then if his horse comes over my fence, I can shoot it.
No, no, there's a difference, sir, between you shooting, you as a human being shooting one of his animals, and, for instance, 38 of your ostriches getting out of their cage and going into his property and stomping on his dog. Would you be responsible?
Yes, I would feel so.
Sure, because your animals went onto his property. Your animal went onto his property.
No, ma'am.
That dog,
No,
yeah.
it didn't.
Well, you just told me that, sir. Your
Yes, that
animal's
he took
head
it.
went onto his property.
The
This
bird put
dog,
his head under the fence. It did not touch his property.
If your bird's head hadn't been on his property, your bird wouldn't be dead. And your bird is clearly dead. I feel sorry for you, sir, but this dog is a dog. And animals, you know, if you watch the Discovery Channel, animals kill each other, they go after each other, they mutilate each other. I mean, that's life. That's why you put up a fence. You're supposed to have a fence that keeps your animals on your side and his animals on his side. Your animal got on his side. I don't understand the theory of how you believe he's responsible for the loss of your animal. Okay. Anything you want to say to me?
I do have a video that I think would show maybe what Mr. Blaylock's trying to say. It's up to your honor if you'd like to see it.
I love to see movies.
Stay.
Stay right there. Mr. Video?
Yes.
This going to show me the ostriches?
The first part of it shows where the incident happened itself. This is a home video, so it's...
Am I going to see ostriches?
Yes, ma'am. This is the incident right here. This is the hole that was made. This is the area where the bird was found. We also have pictures from animal control that they took. These are what the birds do. There he is, Mr. Bradlock is to the left. They're really good fence trimmers. They will get very, very close, but I've never seen one come under, but I guess if they really wanted to, they would. What we want to point out here, though, is there is no barrier between his birds and any of our animals, or horses, or even our dogs.
Knowing that these are valuable birds, knowing the stupidity of these animals, why didn't he take proper precaution on his part? Other ostrich breeders have done this.
Well, the birds were there for months before this dog got there. With the other dog, no problem.
Sir, that's not particularly relevant. I mean, if Mr. Bruce here wants to have 3 Rottweilers on his property, that is a Rottweiler, correct?
Yes.
He can do that. That's his property. He doesn't have to safeguard your birds. You have to safeguard your birds. And if that means putting up an additional fence, then you put up an additional fence. He doesn't have to be nice to your birds. That's not his problem. That's your problem. This case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They wasn't trespassing. He's doing what birds do. And don't say a dog did what dogs do, because dogs don't kill things just for the sport of it.
If he wanted that bird, there would not have been much evidence as far as that neck. He would have eaten it.
And now the next case.
Parties on Plant versus Goulet. Step forward, please.
18-year-old student Jared Platt is suing 27-year-old Steve Goulet, the future stepfather of 16-year-old Eric Gustafson. Jared says Steve smashed his truck window in a late-night parking lot showdown.
All right, let me understand this. You two gentlemen found yourselves in a deserted parking lot of an elementary school at 10:30 at night.
Yes.
Ready for combat. You, sir, in your complaint say that the defendant intentionally damaged your car by hitting it with some sort of a baton.
Right.
He says you tried to kill him by running him over, and he was defending himself. So, Mr. Plant, first, why don't you tell me, how old are you, sir?
18.
You go to high school?
College.
Were you in high school at the time of this incident?
It was in the summer.
So you were just graduated from high school?
Right.
You on some sort of a team in high school?
Football.
Football. I don't know why I just knew you were on the football team. And something happened, according to these papers, with this young man right here.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
So why don't you start by telling me the story?
All right, we went to a movie, and we were coming home, and we pulled up next to him at a stoplight, and they took off, and they flicked us off, and...
They what?
Hand gestures to us.
Gave you a nasty hand gesture?
Yeah, so we followed...
Which offended your manhood?
Sure, yeah.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Look at the size of him, look at the size of him. It's gonna take 5 people to come beat up on one little kid. Just kids being bullies.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 18-year-old Jared Platt says his truck window was smashed by 16-year-old Eric Gustafson's future stepfather, Steve Goulet, during a late-night parking lot showdown.
Go ahead.
And so we just followed him around for a while, and then we went back to Travis's house. And,
to Travis?
Right.
That's you.
And one of the kids knew who he was, and we looked him up in the yearbook, and another kid that isn't here called his house, and whoever answered said, meet us at the parking lot in 5 minutes. So we went there.
Mr. Platt, why did you call his house?
I didn't, another kid.
Why did somebody call the house?
I don't know what to tell you.
Well, why did you accompany them to the parking lot when somebody called the house?
Because they said, let's go to the park, and so I went. There really was no reason behind going.
Except dumbness.
Right.
So here you are at a parking lot, according to this, 10:30 at night.
Right.
And then what happened?
Well, we were parked on one side, and he was on the other side.
Who's he?
The defendant. And we were parked.
The defendant, you, sir, are his stepfather.
Soon to be, yes.
So you are engaged to his mother.
Yes.
We'll get to why you went to the parking lot in a second. I'm dying to hear why. Yes, so now here you are in the parking lot. They on one side, you on the other.
Yep.
Ready to joust.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And we were parked parallel, facing opposite directions. And he jumped out of the car, and he went like this, and there was a click, and I thought it was either a gun or a knife. So I took off, and he came up from behind and hit the back windshield.
You mean when he got out of the car, how close was he to you when he got out of the car?
He was probably 10, 15 feet.
And then he hit your car window.
Right.
And smashed it.
Right.
Let's start with the telephone call. You're home in the evening, and you get a phone call.
Yes.
Who answered the phone?
I did.
And there was a voice on the other end that said what?
Started off with, we're going to come over and kick your effing ass, and we're coming to your house, and all this, and this went on, and I was just going, uh-huh. And I said, okay, and I wasn't sure what the problem was, and they said, we're coming over to your house right now. I said, okay, if you guys want to talk about this, that's fine. Let's go to the park. We'll talk about this. I don't want them at my house. I don't need those problems at my house. I figured, go up to the park, they'll see an adult, calm down, talk about it, dispute will be over. It's not how it happened. Go up to the park, pull in the parking lot, there's two entrances. One on the east side, one on the west side. I pulled in on the east, they pulled in on the west. Facing each other, about this far. I exit my vehicle, I approach their vehicle, I said, which one of you guys called my house? All of a sudden, they just peeled out and came right at me. I struck the vehicle in self-defense.
Mr. Goulet, you know how to get in touch with the police, right?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you?
27.
A little bit older than this young man.
Yes.
And who lives in your house?
Me, Eric, his brother Landon.
How old is his brother?
I just turned 14 or 13.
Mm-hmm. So a family lives there.
Yes.
Why didn't you, sir, when you got this phone call that these brats were going to come over to your house, why didn't you say, you ready to come over to the house? I can't do anything about that, and just hang up the phone and call the police? And say, I've just been threatened. My family has been threatened. There's a gang coming over to my house. Could you please send a police officer? Why do you think this is funny?
I don't know.
Why didn't you call the police?
I'm not sure exactly.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Hindsight is 20/20, but you take this young man, who's a young teenager, you put him in a dangerous situation by taking him to a parking lot late at night. You don't know who these people are. I mean, they could be even dumber than they are. They could be. They could have weapons. They could have hurt you. Not smart, you know? Got to keep that testosterone level, sir. So your car was damaged to what extent, sir?
The back windshield was completely busted, and I had to buy a new one.
And how much did that cost you?
$300. I have the receipt right here if you want to look at it.
No, you could tell me. How much did it cost you?
It was $344.50.
Pay for it. This case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I have to pay for it?
I'll calculate you right, please.
And on the next Judge Judy.
Parties on Perez versus Perez. Step forward, please.
22-year-old Christina Perez is suing her husband's ex-wife, 31-year-old Diana Perez. Christina claims Diana assaulted her during an argument. Diana Perez says she was the one injured.
Order. All rise.
Yeah, this is case number 246 on the calendar in the matter of Perez versus Perez. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Have a seat.
You are the present Mrs. Perez.
Yes, I am.
Mr. Perez, you are Mrs. Perez, the former wife of this gentleman.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, former Mrs. Perez assaulted you.
Yes, she did.
You want damages.
Yes.
She has a counterclaim
She claims that you assaulted her first. She wants similar damages.
No, Your Honor, I didn't do that, anything.
Well, this took place when you were returning the children. There are 2 children?
Yes,
Actually,
three
there's
children.
3 children. To your home after a period of visitation.
Yes.
Is that? So tell me what happened.
Well, we went to go drop off the boys.
How old are the children?
One's 10 and one's 7. We only had the 2 boys with us at the time. When we went to go drop them off, it was late that night. My husband wanted to talk to her concerning one of the boys being sexually abused. He spoke with her, tried to work things out, talked to her. She started getting mad. She charged at him, started screaming back and forth at each other. I got in the middle because of the fact that the children were crying and screaming inside the home. I told my husband, let's go so it won't get out of hand, which she got mad. She struck me on my right side, and after that, my husband did hit her, and she landed inside her house.
Well, when you say she struck you, did she strike you with a fist, her open hand? How did
I didn't see when it was coming. I don't know how she hit me, but she hit me.
Did you have any injuries?
Yes, I did.
What were your injuries?
My jaw shifted. She hit me on the right side, which it shifted my lower jaw to over here, which now I have a torn joint in my jaw, which I have doctor proofs in here. And he did make a little notation on here, what I sustained from it.
How long have you been married to your husband?
I've been with him for 4 years, 3-4 years.
And how long have you been divorced?
4 years.
What was this discussion about one of the children being sexually abused?
During the weekend we had them, their son told us what was going on. My husband called the health and welfare, called the police department, tried to get something done. They said they couldn't do anything about it unless the child was endangered over there, which when we got to their residence, the other child was there at the time, and my husband...
You mean there was some allegation, according to you, that there was another child in the defendant's residence who had been sexually abusing
their children.
Their children. Both boys or just one? And you wanted to talk to her about it?
Yes. Because this had happened before, like about 2 years before.
Step up here.
Yes, because this had happened before, like about 2 years before. I brought it to her attention, and then she didn't let me see the kids for about a year.
That's absolutely untrue.
She said that I guess they had taken care of it. I called the health and welfare and everything. They never got back to me, and that's why this ended up like this.
Well, why did you pick this particular time to speak to her? When you took the children back?
It's the only time when I drop them off, when there's a chance to talk to her, because I really don't talk to her. Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's very unfortunate that the two of you can't talk. Did you put your hands on her that evening?
After everything...
is not an answer. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I did. I hit her.
Why did you hit her?
Because she started charging at me, telling me all this. She took out the little boy that has been sexually abusing my boy. He's like about 5-6 years older. And she made him confront him. She put them both in front of each other. My little boy, he was shaking. He was scared because he was going to get beat up by this little boy. It's still going to happen. And he was scared. And she started screaming like, what? After she hit my wife, she said, what, are you going to hit him? And I said, no, I'm going to hit you. And that's what happened. I did. I struck her.
How many times?
I don't remember. All I remember is I lost it. It must have been like 3-4 times.
Were you arrested?
Yes, I was. Yeah.
He has been charged.
And my wife even pulled me off of her because she didn't want that to happen, but still did.
She did not touch her, Your Honor.
How old is this other little boy that's in the house, and how is he related to your former wife?
He's her nephew. Yeah. And
How old is he?
He's like about 13, 14.
He's
my little
11.
boy's like 7.
He's 11 years old.
It's 11?
Yes.
Okay, let me come to you. I'd like you to tell me your version of the events of that evening.
Your Honor, can I have the girl stepped out for a minute? I mean, there's some sections here that I would rather them not hear.
Are these your daughters?
This is my daughter, and this is her friend.
Absolutely.
Yes, please.
Step out.
Just for a minute, and because there's some issues that before, and it involves one of my daughters, and I would rather her not be present when I talk about it. I divorced Mr. Perez because of violence.
Domestic violence?
Yes. During the divorce, because it was really hectic for my children, I took them to counseling. And in one of the counseling sessions, my daughter revealed to the counselor that she was being molested by her grandfather, paternal grandfather.
Paternal?
Yes.
Grandfather.
That was reported to the police and whatnot. Mr. Perez in turn countered that and started saying, at this time my nephew was 7 years old, my son was 6, and my other son was 4. In order to get back at me, he started saying that my 7-year-old was molesting my 6 and my 4-year-old. They called child services. We took all the children in for interviewing, and it was determined that the kids were playing. You show me yours, you show me mine. It was that kind of relationship that, you know, at that time. Now, my child, they come to my house that day and saying that my child had told her child, made a comment to her child. I talked to my little boy about this, and we have taken him to counseling also regarding this.
Why did you take him to counseling?
Because they've been so traumatized by all this. You have to understand, Your Honor, these people have been torturing me for 4 years. I mean, between taking me to court, I have been to court about 20 times since I divorced. For protection orders, for getting beaten up, for modification of child support, for everything.
Okay.
Anyway, we were at the house that day. I didn't have any milk, so I had to run to the store. I left my daughter and Veronica in charge. They were there. They came and dropped off the boys, and I wasn't home. I was at the store getting milk, and then I wasn't home. So they called the police on me again, because they called the police on me for everything, saying that the kids were unattended.
So let me understand this. You dropped the children off, and then you called the police.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
They didn't ask to be born. You made them. And your primary responsibility is supposed to see to it that they have happy childhoods.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Diana Perez is being sued by her ex-husband's new wife, 22-year-old Christina Perez. Christina charges that Diana hit her in the jaw, causing serious injury. But Diana says she was only defending herself.
You dropped the children off, and then you called the police.
No, we didn't drop the children off at that time with the girls. My husband wanted to talk to her regarding their children.
So you kept the children in the car?
Yes, we went to the police department.
Mr. Perez, so you didn't drop the children off?
No.
You put the children back in the car, or they remained in the car?
Yes.
And you drove directly to the police station? Yes. And what did you tell the police?
I just told them that she's not there, because she always does this. I'm supposed to drop them off at 7. It was
Just
already
a second.
12 o'clock.
Just a second. What did you tell the police? I didn't ask your whole history.
Okay, I just told them that basically that's it, that I went to drop them off. I already went like about 4 times. She's not there. And in the divorce decree, it says that I should drop them off at 7, pick them up at 7, and drop them off at 7. That's what it was all about.
How old are these 2 girls?
I think my daughter's 13. I don't know about the other one. I don't even know who she is.
Your daughter is 13?
12. Or 12, going to 13.
And your 2 sons that you were dropping off?
That time he was 6, and the other one's like 9.
9 and 6?
Yes.
Why couldn't their sister watch them?
I could have left her off, but I wanted to talk to her.
You could have left them off?
Yes.
Now you drove back at 10, and you say she wasn't home at 10. Did you go back to the police again?
No, we called them up.
Called who?
Home, the police department from our home, to let them know that she wasn't home yet and what was going on. We let them know, and they told us we would have to get a hold of the health and welfare.
Just a second. At 10 o'clock, the girls were home.
Yes.
So why didn't you bring the children home instead of calling the police?
Because he wanted to talk to Diana concerning the boys.
It wasn't urgent to talk to her that night. Certainly not urgent enough to call the police. You folks, I don't know about what's happening on her side, the history of what's going on there, but you people are not behaving like responsible parents. You're behaving like vindictive babies. And you're putting your children in the middle, because whenever you bring the police into something, you put the children in the middle. Ridiculous.
Excuse me, Your Honor. The only reason I bring the police into it, because there's been a lot of occasions where I get busy or something, and she calls the police department.
That's
and
terrible.
They want to pick me up.
just a second. You mean you get busy and don't bring the children home on time?
More like I only see him like sometimes she doesn't really let me see him for 3 or 4 months.
Mr.
So when I
Perez.
do see him, I try to take him out, go do something. with
Mr. Perez, I'm hearing a lot of excuses from this end. Now, I don't agree with using children, custodial parents, if they happen to be mothers using the children. I just don't like the vibes that I'm getting over here, sir. Something in my common sense and my training suggests to me that there's a lot more here than I'm going to have time to hear today. How much child support do you pay?
$360 a month.
When was the last time you went back to have that modified?
I'm supposed to be in court tomorrow.
For what?
Modification on it.
Whose modification?
Mine, I guess, yeah.
What do you mean you guess?
Yeah, well, it's mine.
It's your petition to modify downward the order of support?
Yes.
From $360 a month?
Yes.
For 3 children?
Yes.
Why?
Because where I used to work before, I used to make a lot more money, and they closed the plant. I'm out of that job, so I ended up, to be able to pay the child support, I could have got unemployment, but I figured, no, I got to pay my child support, so I went and got another job. It went like 2.5 less an hour, so that's why I'm getting the modification.
How many times have you gone for a modification? Mr. Perez, how many modification petitions have you filed in the last 4 years?
This is it.
This is the second one.
4. Okay. Now, I would like to see the initial police report from you, Mrs. Perez. Can I see it, please? What was the date of this incident, by the way?
The ended up being on the 25th, because it was late that night, so they did 24th, 25th.
Okay. Now let me see the medical bill, please.
These are...
Were you arrested that night, sir?
Yes, ma'am. I knew I did wrong, so I just went and turned myself in.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
And this is what I looked like after I got beat up by him.
It would have been worse, Diana. He could have killed you there.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Gabriel Perez's current wife, Christina Perez, is suing Gabriel's ex-wife, Diana Perez, claiming Diana assaulted her during an argument. Diana says her ex-husband injured her.
You didn't go to see a doctor until 2 days after this incident. Mrs. Perez, is that right?
I went right the next day, Your Honor.
No. 2 days later. This happened on the 24th. You went and just
Actually, it was the 25th, late that night. And the police officer did neglect me medical attention, so I had to go on my own.
He neglected?
Yes, he did.
Did you go to the doctor before or after your husband was arrested for assault?
I went after.
Yeah, I got it. Now, I understand it. You don't get $5,000 for a slap. I don't see anything here about injuries, madam. And I don't know why you got in between these 2 people. I have no idea. You had no business being there. You had no business getting in between these 2 people. Now, you, with regard to your counterclaim, are suing the wrong person.
Pardon me?
You're suing the wrong person.
Oh.
He's the one you should be suing.
I know.
He was the one who injured you. And according to the police reports here, you were pretty severely beaten. He sort of acknowledges that he severely beat you. He lost it. I assume that it's not the first time he lost it.
No.
Yes, it was.
Baloney.
Never hit her before.
Well, then maybe the other times that you hit her,
I've
you
never
hit her
hit
on
her before.
purpose.
I've never hit her before.
You 2 people present a very sad commentary on what happens when people separate. You are remarried, you have a new wife. You have any new children with your new wife?
Yes, I do.
How many children?
2.
2. Do you work?
Yes, I do.
Do you work inside the house or outside
Inside the house.
In the house. What do you do?
I have a child daycare, which I am licensed to have one.
Fine.
I
Well,
went to
that's
school
good.
for it.
That's good. All right, because I assume you know he has prior financial obligations to the 3 children that he had before
Yes,
he
Your
made
Honor,
more
I've
children.
been divorced before. I know how it goes. I was dealing with her before with the child custody of the kids so they could visit their father. I would talk for both of them.
Well, that's a big mistake.
Yes, it is a big mistake.
Big mistake.
I tried to get them to do
especially
it.
when, Mrs. Perez, it's a big mistake, especially when a portion of your husband's salary is going to support his other 3 children. And there's not a lot of money to go around, so that makes you a little bit irritated.
I know he has obligations, which
Well,
is okay with me, because $360 a month is not even hardly enough to support
It
the
sure
children.
isn't, especially when he's going to have it reduced. $360 for 3 children a month doesn't keep a cocker spaniel in puppy chow. Certainly not 3 growing children. So, I don't believe she injured you, madam. I don't believe that this slap, which you refer to as a slap, caused you any injury whatsoever. Let me tell you what I think.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
What I think is that you got very nervous when your husband lost it and was arrested for assaulting her, because he assaulted her and you know he injured her.
Yes,
because,
I know that's right.
Because,
I tried to
because
prevent
according
it.
to these reports, there was blood all over the place. According to the reports by the police, there was blood all over the place. So then I believe that you and your husband came up with this story to try to soften it a little bit, that she was the one who instigated the whole thing by assaulting you. Now, you were not denied assistance by the police. There were no visible signs of any injury on you when the police arrived. None whatsoever. Your case is dismissed. You, on the other hand, madam, are suing the wrong person civilly. He's the one you ought to be suing. I suggest that you do it so that you can get damages from him, so the next time he loses his temper, he'll know what's going to cost him.
Yes, ma'am.
As far as your children are concerned, you got to do the right thing with regard to your children. If he has a legitimate concern with regard to what's going on in your house with a now 12 or 13-year-old, you have to take that very seriously.
Yes, I do.
And you have to stop thinking that it's just in retaliation. If it's true that when he confronted you with this allegation, you put both boys together, very bad thing to do. You have to be protective of your own child.
Yes, definitely.
And make sure that this is not going on in your home, because very
Definitely.
often parents are the last to know.
Definitely.
You have to stop abusing the system, sir. Abusing the police system, abusing the child welfare system, in order to gain an upper hand in whatever kind of proceedings you have, whether they be support proceedings, whether they be visitation proceedings, whether they be custody proceedings. And the two of you have to recognize that together you made 3 children. The 3 children are the innocents. They didn't ask to be born. You made them. And your primary responsibility is supposed to see to it that they have happy childhoods. And right now, you're not doing that. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy...
Oshman versus Stimson. Step forward, please.
27-year-old Carolyn Oshrin is suing 31-year-old Frank Stimson for assault. Carolyn alleges she suffered injuries after Frank hit her during a traffic dispute. He says she kicked him first.
Order. All rise. Quiet, please.
Now, this is case number 233 on the calendar in the matter of Oshrin versus Stimson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, ma'am, sir.
All right, this case involves a traffic dispute. Miss Oshrin, you look like an otherwise intelligent lady. Got yourself involved with this dispute.
Mm-hmm.
You want to tell me about it, please?
It was Saturday night, and I was going to get dinner for my husband. I was waiting at a left-hand turn on Sherman Way, which is a busy street. And
What kind of a car were you driving?
I was driving a rental car. It was a little Mercury Mystique, I believe. And I was sitting there waiting for traffic to go. There was 2 more cars that needed to go by. It was a little distance between, but not enough. And while I was sitting there, another car came up and started blaring on the horn at me. Didn't let off, so I waited, made my turn, the car tailgated me, and followed me into the parking lot where I was going, which was another left in there. And so I turned down the first row of cars, you know, trying to go where I needed to go and get out of the way. And started to go towards the right, and car, you know, kind of punched it a little bit to the right, so I just stopped, figuring, go around me, I'm not moving. And I had a
And it
dog.
was the same car that had been
Yeah, it
blowing
was the same one
the
tailgating
horn.
me.
What kind of car was that?
Well, I couldn't tell until it was later, and it was a '81 Toyota truck.
Truck?
Little pickup. It was small.
Driver.
Mm-hmm.
Go.
And so anyway, then when I stopped, I had a dog in the car that I was trying to adopt, and so I checked on the dog just because she's nervous anyway. And when I looked up, there was, you know, the defendant was walking down towards me, you know, towards my car. So I locked the door, and he came up, kneeled down, and told me I got my license from a Cracker Jack box. And so he kneeled there for a second, paused, he got up, and leaned forward and spit through the crack I had in my window, in my face. So, and then he turned around and walked back, and I got out to get his license plate. His car was parked like maybe an inch off of mine, and what I could see, there was no plate. So I started to walk back, and when I started to walk, he turned around again, and so I yelled at him for spitting in my face, and he turned around, we ended up in a kicking fight. He started kicking me, so I kicked him back, and finally I just, you know, I didn't kick it, but I pushed the door with my foot, because it was at an angle, and he was on one side, and it pushed him back into the truck. So I went back to my car, and as I was walking back to the car, he came up and grabbed me by the shoulder and kind of pushed me and started to beat up the car, tried kicking my car. Then he turned around and came at me again. So, and, you know, he ended up spitting in my face. I was holding him back because he was walking at me. And by the time we kind of did like a circle and came back by the car, and the car was on the side of me. So I was, you know, while I'm holding him back, there was a girl that came walking down from the other side, you know, quickly at us. So I glanced at her, and when I glanced at her, he hit me in the jaw. So.
And then what happened?
Well, my head went that way, and then I turned around and I ducked. And when I did that, I ended up ripping his shirt because I was still holding. And somebody grabbed my arm, you know, for the other direction. So I went that way, and when I looked up, he had 4 or 5 people holding him back. So I went back again to try to get the license plate, and I guess they let him go because I was probably about halfway down there, and he came back and he started pushing me, and I walked like a big circle to the back, and finally got the plate, you know, and he turned around and left once he realized, I guess, what I got.
All right. What kind of medical costs did you have?
I've got chiropractic and for my my jaw. It was actually, it's a specialist. He went through 2 referrals to get to it. He wants, together they're like 44, 60-something, 64 right now. Here's another one. This goes with it. That's all, everything. The bill's right behind it.
I have a lot of questions to ask you.
Okay.
The first one that comes to my mind, as a woman, if some nut comes up to your car and you know that he's been tailgating you, and I don't think that there's any question that he was tailing you, because I read your complaint and I read his answer. So common sense suggests to me he was annoyed, honking his horn. You live in California? It's surprising. People in California don't blow their horns a lot. You know, people in New York blow their horns if you know, delayed a split second. Here, everybody sort of hangs out and gives you a chance. I found the drivers here very polite. So, where are you from?
California.
Well, you didn't learn the rules, sir. The rules are you're not supposed to honk your horn.
I beeped my horn briefly. I did not lay on the horn.
I didn't say lay on the horn. I said honk your horn. You honked your horn.
Yes, I did. If someone sits at a green light with no oncoming cars for a good 10 to 15 seconds, they either have car problems or they're just ignorant.
Well, maybe she had car problems.
She obviously didn't.
I'll get to you in a minute. This is going to be interesting. I'm not finished with you yet because I'm trying to figure out whether you have all your screws.
Okay.
He comes up to your car, says something that is, it's aggressive. It's aggressive because he stopped his car, he's gotten out of his car, he's approached your car, and you don't know whether he's a nut, right? Somebody dangerous, or just a flake, right? You have your window open a little bit. According to you, he spits in your face. And you get out of the car?
Yeah, I did.
Who are you?
I'm Dan Moran. I witnessed what happened that night.
Wonderful. Perfect. You would agree with me, Mr. Moran, that that's pretty stupid.
That was my first question.
Perfect. For that, you don't have an answer.
No. Well, I wanted his plate.
Your life is more important than his license plate.
True.
And then, after he's put his hands on you, after he struck you in the jaw, after all of that, you still wanted his plate.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I want to tell you something. Somebody spits at me, and you had a lot more than a couple of scratches on your body. A lot!
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 27-year-old Carolyn Oshrin is suing 31-year-old Frank Stimson for assault during a traffic dispute. Frank admits he insulted Carolyn, but denies her allegations of assault.
Now your version.
I drove up to the light. She was at the light in front of me, a green light. No traffic was oncoming at that time. I waited for about 10 to 15 seconds. I beeped my horn briefly. She pulled forward approximately 5 to 10 feet and slammed on her brakes. I waited, kind of scratched my head and said, wow, what's that about? She pulled forward through the intersection after that, and when she got into the crosswalk on the other side, she slammed on her brakes again. I sat in the middle of the street with the car coming towards the passenger side of my car, and then the same thing happened again in the next driveway. She consistently tried to get me to rear-end her.
No, she wasn't. She was probably trying to irritate you. This lady, what do you think? She's a scam artist? She's trying to get you to rear-end her? No, she was trying to irritate you
She's
like you
driving
irritated
a rental
her.
car. She doesn't care about the car. She wants money. That's why we're here.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Let me hear.
When we got in the parking lot, she moved along at a snail's pace.
Just a second. How many lanes are there in the parking lot?
There's one going forward and one going the opposite
So
way.
there's only one way that you could have gone? Is that what you're telling me? Because there's a witness here.
Yes. There's
only one lane that you can go to.
No, I was following her because I wanted to ask her why she was trying to get me to hit her.
That's right. So you were following her.
At that point, yes.
Okay. Why were you following her?
Why was I following her? Because
That's my
we were
question.
both happened to be going the same way at the time. I was going in to develop some film. I don't know why she pulled in the parking lot.
Just a second. You don't... Stupid isn't written here. You just told me that you were following her. That's what you told me. You could have avoided the confrontation by just going in a different direction. So, you stopped your truck, and you got out of your truck and you walked over to her side, to the driver's window. And what happened at the driver's window?
I had asked her if she got her driver's license out of a Cracker Jack box.
And she said?
She didn't say anything. She just stared at me and laughed.
And what did you do?
I laughed back. I told her that she was kind of a ridiculous driver, acting like a child, and she should go get a real driver's license.
Did you spit at her?
No, I did not.
Oh, I think you're lying.
I did not. I may have used lots of profanity, but I did not spit
Well,
at her.
you may have used lots of profanity.
I was kind of upset. Anytime someone tries to get rear-ended, something's wrong with them. I told
She
her
wasn't
what I
trying to
thought.
get rear-ended, sir.
She was. If you do this 5 to 6 times, slam on your brakes, that's not normal.
You know what's not normal? Not normal is looking for trouble. Now,
That's what she was doing.
No, listen to me. Yes. You started it. She continued it. Right?
Okay.
Is that right? You were annoyed that he honked his horn. Correct?
Yeah, I was annoyed.
So that when you got to the intersection, when you made your turn, and he was following you, you figured, I'm going to give him a little bit of agita. And you slowed down. Is that right?
I went slow because he wasn't far to turn.
And you went slow because you knew that he was behind you. That's what happened. Right?
Yeah, but there's another lane there too, so.
I understand that. He could have gone around you.
Yeah.
He didn't want to. So you were being dumb.
Okay.
And he was being dumb. So, I don't think you would have gotten out of your car if he had not spit at you.
Nope.
Because there would have been no basis for her, sir, to try at that point to get your plate. None whatsoever. So I believe that you spit at her while using profanity. Now,
I used lots of profanity. I
step
did
up
not
here, sir.
spit.
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
know this lady?
No, I don't.
Do you know this gentleman?
No, I don't.
I'm going to settle this right now. Tell me what you saw.
When I was finished doing my shopping there in the center, I have a convertible car, so I saw everything. It was very unusual. They were making a left turn into the parking lot from Sherman Way into the driveway. It's a very short distance. I see these two cars come in, and the guy was no further than this far behind her, bumper, right on her butt, right on the bumper. He gets out, and at first I'm thinking, well, is this like from a movie? It's like, it was so surreal that, well, it must be a couple, they must be fighting, a domestic dispute, something like that. But what happened, this guy gets out of his car and starts screaming at her. She's got a little crack like that in the window. And I'm like, what is this? And he spits at her, puts a big old loogie on her. And I at first I said, well, when I saw her get out of the car, I thought, well, it must be a domestic thing. Hey, I got on the cell phone. I called the police right away. And then all of a sudden, there's 5 other guys on top of this dude trying to restrain him from beating her up. I don't blame her for jumping out of her car. This guy was totally out of control, very out of line. So
See what happens? Sometimes you have an independent witness, sir.
He is not an independent witness.
Oh, tell
Nobody
me.
put their hands on me.
Just a
but
second.
Her.
Just a second.
I should be able to state the rest of my case.
I'm going to let you. I just want you to listen to him before you state the rest of your case.
How close
he
was
doesn't
he?
know. He doesn't know.
How can he see any of this?
He just told you. He was in his convertible car. He saw exactly how you came in. Is that right, sir?
The cars were no further than the edge of that table
away were
there.
you?
I was right to the right side of it. So I saw all
And you were the one who called the police.
from my cell phone, yeah.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You got to go on the women's wrestling team, man. You have a nice day.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 27-year-old Carolyn Oshrin and Frank Stimson are in court after a traffic dispute turned violent. Both motorists claim they were assaulted during their argument in a parking lot.
Mr. Stimson, tell me the rest of your case, sir.
Okay, so when I started walking away after I gave her a piece of my mind, not my lungs, I started walking away. She exited her car, ran towards me. I backed up. She ran over and kicked the side of my truck. I said, if that's what you want to do, I went over and kicked her car. She said, it's not my car anyway, ha, 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 and started yelling and screaming at me. She came at me. She tried to kick me approximately 20 to 30 times, at least, swinging at me. At one point, she got a hold of my shirt, and she socked me in the face. At that point, and only at that point, did I raise a hand, and I pushed her away to try to get away from her. And I have a witness sitting right here who watched the whole thing also.
Step up. Name?
Marcia Gerard. We were turning left, and it was a long time before she did turn. And she did make a couple of breaks before she entered the driveway, and then stopped at the crosswalk. Then we followed her in, or Frank followed her in, turned left, and followed right behind her. He did get out of the car, went to her, and I...
Just a second. Now you're in the car. What is he saying to you as he's pulling up behind her?
He's just saying, what is wrong? You know, is there something wrong with this lady or
no,
the person?
exactly what is he saying? I don't think that this man said, I wonder what's wrong with this lady.
No, he did. He said, what is wrong? Does she not go, or is she sick or something? Is there something wrong?
He thought she might be sick. Is that what you're telling me?
Or else she's injured or something. I mean, she would not go. He honked the horn a couple of times.
So he thought she might be injured. So he ran up to the car and, according to him, said, did you get your license from a Cracker Jack box?
Yes.
He didn't go up to the car and say, are you all right?
No.
So he wasn't so concerned that she was sick. Because that's what you would do if somebody is sick. Well, are you an intelligent woman?
Yes, I am.
Did you say to him, Frank, don't get out of the car. This isn't worth... What are you getting out of the car for? Did you say that to him?
No.
Why not?
I just figured he'd handle it himself.
Sir.
One important fact that hasn't been brought up yet, this clown, after he assaulted this woman, this clown left the scene.
I was the one that was
He
assaulted,
left the scene. He drove away as the police were arriving and went home, I guess, and made the call because the police got the call because he knew he had screwed up and filed a claim against her, which is totally wrong.
It's so easy when you have an eyewitness who's not related to anybody. What kind of work do you do, sir?
I work in retailing as a business consultant.
Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, sir, I thank you for coming to court today. Too often citizens who see something happen don't participate in the process.
I felt it was my civic duty, ma'am.
You waited for the police?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Stayed through the whole thing. She was traumatized.
Well, I want to tell you something. She may be traumatized, but she's not smart.
Well,
she was just lucky that he didn't have more than his spit to hurl at her.
Yeah.
Because he might have, and then she would have been in real trouble.
Very true.
So I hope, madam, that you learned a lesson. A car is a dangerous thing. You don't use it to get even. You don't use it to, you just don't do that. It's not smart. But if you're involved in a dispute with somebody, whether you're a man or a woman, you stay in your car. And if you have a phone in your car, terrific. Otherwise, you drive around and look for a police officer or for somebody else and say, could you please call 911? You don't get out of your car, because otherwise you wind up with that sort of injury.
True.
I would like to say I've got pictures. Now, I was the one attacked here, and if your statement is so correct, why don't you state what you really saw as far as the altercation went, to where a man is backing away from a woman and a woman is coming at him aggressively, swinging, kicking, and flailing. Thank you.
Just answer me.
Obviously, this man was filled with road rage. It's very obvious. The way that he pulled in right on, it was so weird.
Does
you see someone pulling
have anything to do with physical abuse?
Just a second. Did you see her assault him?
No, not at all.
Did you see anybody kick a car?
You're at fault here, fella.
Did you see anybody kick a car?
Stop fighting with each other. Listen to me. I heard enough.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
You're suing him for $5,000. You're counterclaiming for $2,000.
Yes.
You, sir.
Would you like to see the physical abuse? I've got pictures.
Oh, sure. I'll take a look at your pictures.
Many scratches.
I'll take a look
and
at your
abrasions.
Pictures. I'll take a look at your picture, sir. I want to tell you something. Somebody spits at me, and there isn't a question in my mind that you spit at her. Somebody did it to me. You would have had a lot more than a couple of scratches on your body. A lot.
Yeah. That's fine.
Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000, and the countersuit is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And
Hipsher versus Lemos. Step forward, please.
32-year-old Irene Hipsher is suing her former fiancé, John Lemos, claiming that he stole her pet dog, Buddy, and secretly kept him for 2 years. John says he refuses to return the dog because it was neglected.
Order. All rise.
Yeah, this is case number 251 on the calendar in the matter of Hipsher versus Lemos. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Have a seat, ma'am. Gentlemen, have a seat.
This is a really interesting case. Miss Hipsher, this is your dog, Buddy.
That's my dog, Buddy.
Don't cry yet, okay? Because you have to tell me what happened.
I know.
So take a deep breath. You want some water?
Yeah, I'll take some. Thank you.
According to these papers, you and the defendant lived together with your 2 children. I assume that these are your 2 kids.
Yes.
The relationship was going south. You, Mr. Lemos, wanted her out of your house with the 2 children.
Correct.
And she was living there with the kids and Buddy.
Exactly.
According to your papers, you started eviction proceedings against her, correct?
Yes.
I'm not going to get into why. And sort of at the tail end of these eviction proceedings, it was about 4 months into trying to get her out of the house. According to your answer, you went over to the house and took her dog, right?
Correct.
You say you have a good reason for going over and taking the dog, but you took her dog. She didn't know where the dog was for how long?
2.5 years.
And you had seen him during those 2.5 years?
I have telephone records otherwise and stuff to prove that him and I were in communication over the telephone, visiting each other at each other's homes, the whole 9 yards.
Had you discussed Buddy?
Yes, a lot.
When you came home and found Buddy missing, what did you do?
I immediately called John at his mom's house and stuff, and at which time he told me that he had no idea where my dog was. He had no inclination of, he says, Irene, I'm sorry, but no, I didn't have anything to do with that. I feel really bad. Made it sound like really personal and stuff, so I went other than to the Contra Costa County Animal Control, and I set up, that's when I started setting up the missing reports or otherwise and stuff. I searched the premises, went around the blocks, went around all streets, even made up signs. But that's my family member. That's
okay. How long had you had Buddy at that time?
I had Buddy for 7 years before John took him.
Okay. Now, how did you ultimately find out that Mr. Lemos had your dog?
My son Joshua was playing with his new girlfriend's son. I have no idea what his name was, but he had mentioned, Joshua asked his son, how many dogs does John have? And the boy came back with 2. Well, John automatically saw that the conversation was happening, pulled away the child from my son and stuff and told him, no, you gotta whatever, took him back, and then when the 2 confronted again, the 2 children, the boy says, oh no, I made a mistake. John only has 1 dog. He has Zeus.
So then your son came home and told this to you?
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
And this is at his house, place of residence. I was visiting the neighborhood.
Okay, at his house, but not his mother's house?
No.
Which is where the dog finally ended up?
Yes.
You're his mother, correct?
Yes.
So tell me how you confronted him, ultimately.
Well, I went to his house and stuff. Neither one of these 2 people were home, and whenever I looked over the fence, that's where I saw Buddy.
So you went to his mother's house?
Yeah, and that's whenever I found out that's whenever because at first and stuff, I didn't let John know that what was being said between the kids or that I even questioned it, because if I did, he would have just ultimately ran with my dog. So I took it upon myself and stuff without even questioning him or without saying anything to him. I showed up at his mom's house knowing that she was at work and he was at work, showed up and just peered over the fence.
So then after you found out that they had your dog, what did you do?
I went to the San Leandro Police Department and filed a case against him and stuff, which I have copies of or otherwise. It's 9711035. Okay.
Did you call them and say, I want my dog back?
Later on that day.
Who did you speak to?
I spoke to John at first. I could just hear her in the background saying how she's going to kill my dog before she gives him back to me. She's going to put my dog down. I could hear her screaming in the background, yes, John. And then all of a sudden and stuff, he's telling me and stuff. At first, it was a good conversation. It was like, oh, no, how you doing? Oh, yeah. And then all of a sudden, I asked him, I says, John, I says, I heard you have my dog. You know, he says, Irene, I don't have your dog. I haven't seen him. I says, John, I was there. Ask your mom if I went by, because I went by her place of employment. She was standing outside, and I went by in a nice little cute little red car and stuff, and honked my horn, and she's all, not knowing who the hell I was, because I'm sure she would have given me the #1 finger first. But she waving at me and everything and stuff. I called it up.
All right, Mr. Lemos. You took her dog, right?
Yes.
I'll hear your story.
Okay, the reason why I did take the dog was like the last 3 to 4 weeks before she finally got out of my house. She wasn't hardly even around at that time. All of her belongings were still there, but there was numerous times that I would go to my house, check on my house. We couldn't live together, of course, so I was staying at my mother's house. There was numerous times that I'd go out there and I would see that the dog had no food or water. And there was a couple of times that I had went out to my house, spent the night out there, and she never was there. I don't know where she was. I had no way of contacting her because I didn't know where she was, going from point A to point B. And so I had felt that the dog was being neglected because when I would go there, he wouldn't have any food or water. And I felt compassion for the dog, and I thought that I could give him a better home, which she could provide, because the last 4 weeks, it seemed to me like she could have cared less about the dog, or even trying to get out of my house, for that matter.
Mr. Lemos, I read your answer, sir. You know, judges are supposed to be able to relate to situations with a certain amount of common sense. Let me suggest to you what my common sense made from your answer. Let's pick a month. Let's say in December you decided to separate. She's living in your house with her 2 children. She says, I'm not moving now. You go down to municipal court, housing court, and file papers to have her evicted. she gets an extension of time. Is that what happened?
That's exactly what I did.
Because the judge looks at her 2 children, and says, I'm not going to put her out on the street tomorrow, even though it's his house. These people lived together for 2 years. She needs a little time to relocate. Meanwhile, you're getting more and more annoyed. So a month goes by, and 2 months go by, and you're getting hotter and hotter. And 3 months go by, and finally in month 4, you decide that the family pet is being neglected. So I'm going to take the family pet. Maybe next time, if you don't move, one of your children will be missing.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
When John first took him, I was crying because he was my pal.
And later today,
I hope that in the future
have also
you
had
make your
problems,
dream come
so
true and you really become Carlotta.
This was not my dream.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 32-year-old Irene Hipscher is suing her former fiancé, John Lemos, for stealing her pet dog, Buddy, and keeping him for over 2 years. John says he only took Buddy because Irene was neglecting the dog.
Now, maybe your compassion for the dog was mixed with a little animus towards the plaintiff, but you have no right to take her animal. And then for 2.5 years, you lied to her. If you thought there was a legitimate question of animal neglect, you have the right to call authorities and say, this animal is being neglected. You didn't do that. How come?
Well, at that particular time, before that period, she was still around with the dog. Up to the last of 3 to 4 weeks, I didn't see her that much anymore.
So if you didn't see her that much anymore,
I mean, as far as
the few times that you went by the house, sir, and the dog was there, why didn't you call animal control and say, look at this dog. It's all skin and bones. It hasn't been fed. It hasn't been watered. It's being neglected. Then they would have taken the dog. And in all probability, if you were a person who was responsible, you might have gotten her dog. But the dog wasn't skin and bones, right, sir?
No, he wasn't.
No. So the question is, now what do we do with Buddy? Oh, please. The dog is her dog. Yes. The dog belongs to her. He brought the dog to you? Madam.
Yes.
Why don't you step up here? You're his mother.
Yes.
When he brought the dog to you, what did he say?
Just about what he told you, that he felt that the dog wasn't being treated right because there wasn't any food or water. And so he said that he felt that we could take care of the dog better, and he hadn't seen Irene. He didn't know where she was, so...
And you didn't question it?
No, I didn't.
Did you tell her you took the dog?
No.
So you've become attached to the dog, too?
Absolutely.
But the dog is hers?
I agree.
So it has to go back to her. Yes. Period. That's the end of discussion.
All right.
Yes, sir.
You know how she said it was being treated well? Her backyard was way worse than what we have now. They have apples all over the ground, not even grass.
I don't even have an apple tree anymore.
Tell me your name.
Jason.
Jason.
Pimentel.
You think this dog knows who you are?
Yeah.
Let me see. Let the dog go.
Come on, buddy. Come here, buddy. Come here, yes. Oh, yes. No, that's okay, boy. That's okay, boy. It's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
Don't hit him too hard, Jason.
Oh, yeah. That's okay, Bobby's. That's okay, Bobby dog. Yes, it is.
Now, the question is, Mr. Lemos.
Stay.
You did the absolute wrong thing, and I think that you traumatized not only the plaintiff, she's an adult.
Dog.
But these two little kids,
they weren't even there.
That's all right. The dog's going to have to get used to, let the dog go. The dog's going to have to get used to your family all over again. But you traumatized two little children who were really innocents, and you traumatized them because you were annoyed that their mother wasn't moving out of your house fast enough.
Buddy.
True.
Buddy.
So,
The kids weren't there the whole time.
for want of a better word, sir,
Buddy.
you have to be punished.
Buddy, come.
So I'm going to punish you to the tune of $2,500. That's all.
Parties are excused. Step out, please.
Buddy.
Out the back door to your right.
More.
Basically, instead, it all boils down to he's a mommy's boy. He has a brand new house. He's been living with mommy for the past 2.5 years.
No, I
Him and I've
haven't.
been broke up. Yes, you
No,
have.
I'm back at my house.
And now the next case.
Parties on Innocente versus Sierra Olivia. Step forward, please.
Actress Celeste Innocente is suing playwright Jesus Sierra Oliva. She claims after he promised her the lead role in a play he was producing, the role was given to another actress. He says it was up to the director.
This is a case about principle. Plus $100.
Exactly.
What's your first name?
Celeste.
Celeste. And your first name, sir?
Jesus.
You are an actress by profession, or is that your avocation?
Well, I wish I earned more money at it, but it is my profession.
Okay. According to this complaint, Jesus offered you a role in a play that he was producing, correct?
Yes, correct.
A big role.
Mm-hmm.
And that play was to be performed at a small theater in September. I believe September 13th and 14th.
12th and 13th.
According to you, sometime later, he advised you that you didn't have the part, and you had to audition for it again.
No, he never advised me that I didn't have the part.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Listen, you say I'm the boss, applesauce. You can pick anybody else you like. Carlotta is spoken for.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Actress Celeste Innocente is suing playwright Jesus Sierra Oliva. She claims after he promised her the lead role in a play he was producing, the role was given to another actress. He says it was up to the director.
He said you had to audition for it again. He had some problems with the production.
He didn't say that I had to audition for it again,
What did he
Your Honor.
say?
He did say that auditions would be held. He left a message on my machine in late August, and then when I called him back, he said there were so many new parts and so many people had dropped out. He asked about my availability at that time. And then I told him, well, I'd been working on it for 2 months, and you have to understand, he initially called me to audition. He had gotten my name, and he said, well, you know, I heard you were a very good actress, and I would like you to audition. So at that point, having invested all this time and energy, I said yes. And in fact, the venue had been changed to a better theater, a more inconvenient date. But then I did say, yes, I was still interested.
So you did go and audition again?
Well, no, the director, finally he had gotten a new director because the previous director had dropped out. So the director never did answer my calls or return my calls, and finally I did get a hold of him, and he said, well, rehearsals will begin on next Monday. This was September 1st, Labor Day, and then there will be every Monday and Tuesday until the performance. And then that Friday he called me back and said there were going to be auditions Saturday and Sunday, and I said, excuse me, auditions? I had been working on this role for 2 months, and Jesus had hired me to do this role. And he said, well, then come in and meet me. And then the next morning, being Princess Di's funeral day, I get in there. I was already depressed. I get in. I heard somebody reading for the role, and then I asked Jesus about it, and even then he said, oh, no, you are Mama Carlotta. And then he said, you are the best I've seen so far. And, you know, at that point, the director still didn't, you know...
Ultimately, he chose somebody else, the director.
The director told me that Jesus had never told him that the role was precast.
Okay. So he hired somebody else?
Exactly, yes.
And they had promised you a $100 stipend for this performance?
Yes.
You, sir, according to your answer, had some problems with the original production. Is that right?
Yes, I had problems that my theater, which I had for the 12th and the 13th of September, I thought I had already made the deal with the director of the Chicano Center. And it resulted that at the end, he said on July, when I called him, Jesus, I'm very sorry. I didn't put you on the list your event is not in my calendar. So I felt terrible because I had already promised my actors that they would be performing on the 12th and the 13th.
Now let me stop you right there, sir. When you say you promised your actors, this is one of the actors that you promised.
I did.
Now, could you, and then you went out and had to hire a new place and a new director.
That's right.
So you hired a new director.
Yes.
You did the hiring. Why
did.
didn't you tell the new director that this lady had the part?
I told him that I already had 6 actors. I had already lost 6 of them. And the director insisted on being himself Maximilian, or else he would not be part of the production. And then it seemed to me like everybody wanted to be Maximilian, all the men wanted to be Maximilian, and all the ladies wanted to be Carlotta.
Just a minute. Am I correct, sir, that you had already promised her the role of Carlotta?
Yes.
Well, so if everybody wanted to be Carlotta, what difference does it make? This is your production. Why didn't you just say to the director, you can cast anybody else that you want for other roles?
Yes.
But I already have promised this lady, and for 2 months she's been working on the role of Carlotta. Is there any reason why you didn't say that?
Because I did not ask Celeste to work on the role for 2 months. I told everybody that their commitment would be for only the 2 first weeks of September.
For the performance?
For the
Brandy McCant says, Gentlemen's Club owner Joe Meridian and graphic designer Farron Young used a picture of her on a club flyer without her permission.
Miss McCants, your claim is that you went to a photographer and had some photos taken of you.
Yes.
And those photographs were subsequently used without your permission by a gentleman's club. Who is representing the gentleman's club?
I am, Judge.
And your name is?
Joe Meridian.
For flyers to promote the club, and it was used in such a way as to depict you as a pole dancer. You were a college student, and you gave no permission to Mr. Meridian or anyone else to use the photographs for those purposes. Mr. Young is a graphic designer who somehow got a hold of those pictures on the internet and created the flyer that Mr. Meridian used. So you're suing both of them.
Yes, I am.
Mr. Young says he got the photographs from the internet, from what he believed was a free site where anybody could take pictures and use them for commercial purposes. Mr. Meridian says he's not responsible because he didn't prepare the flyer, and all he did was commission somebody to do it, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, unfortunately for you, Mr. Meridian, that defense for this flyer won't fly, because the buck ultimately stops in the place where, if it was used improperly, it was used commercially for you, and you benefited from that photograph. So if I find that that happened without the plaintiff's permission, then you are responsible. Now, you have the right to sue those people that you think are responsible for getting you in hot water, and that would be somebody who you say created this flyer, but ultimately you're responsible. Okay, let's go back. When did you take these photographs and why?
These photographs were taken in March of 2008, and I did them with a photographer, David Garnes, as a test shoot.
Do you have pictures? Do you have the test shoot photographs?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to take a look at them.
Okay.
So they are provocative pictures, right? Now you can return them. And let me see the site, Mr. Young, where you got these pictures from.
Shows a disclaimer also.
Right
The
here.
disclaimer on the website, Your Honor.
Can you show me where you say that this is a disclaimer and you can use these for free?
Well, he said disclaimer.
No, no, no.
I'm just showing
I
you.
want you to come up here and point out to me, or take this pen and point out to me here where it says, not that that's dispositive necessarily, but point out where it says that you can use these for free.
Can I elaborate?
No, I want to look where Mr. Meridian says that he thinks you can use them for free.
I didn't say for free, Your Honor. I just said disclaimer for using the photos. It says use for your own projects.
Yes,
records.
it says that you can use them for your own projects. It doesn't say you can use them for free.
Exactly. That's what I said I wanted to do.
Go ahead.
Okay, see, when you go to official PSDs, you can log in, right? And then you buy pictures that are exclusive. Now, the website also have a public domain.
You used this picture in creating what flyer, sir? I want to see the flyer that you created.
She has a flyer right there.
We discontinued the flyer, Your Honor.
Of course.
We also changed the name of the club.
Oh, well, it's exactly the same picture, madam. It's exactly the same picture. They didn't take your head and put it on somebody else's body,
Your
or
Honor.
your body and
Not
put it
at
on. This is the exact same picture that you took.
Yep.
Correct? Quiet. Correct?
That's the photo that I took.
That's the photograph that you took. Okay. Not difficult. You cannot use her pictures for commercial purposes without either getting her permission or paying her. Do you understand? I'm going to say it again. You cannot use her picture, her likeness, for your commercial purposes without either getting a waiver from her or permission or paying her.
Well, how much do we have to pay her?
Right. Today,
right.
How much do you have to pay her today? $5,000. That's what you have to pay her today.
But
just a second.
Okay.
Because if she took these pictures for her own purposes and she didn't give you permission to use them, it would be no different from you going on your television set and taking a picture of me. And then, because I'm out there, I'm free, right? I'm free.
Sure.
You can go and take a picture of me. You can take a picture of me. I'm walking in the street. You can take a picture of me. Somebody takes a picture of me and posts it on their website, and it's free. He takes a picture of me. You're the photographer, right?
Correct.
He takes a picture of me and posts it on his website. We're going to make this easy. He takes a picture of me in the street, posts it on his website. Don't look confused, sir. We're getting there.
I'm an educated man.
We're
I
getting
understand
there.
what you're saying.
Don't look confused. We're getting there.
I got you.
Takes
so
a picture
far.
of me, posts it on his website. Your graphic designer says, I know how we could get a whole bunch of people in our gentleman's club. I'm going to take Judge Judy's somebody else's body, if you really want to get a customer, and put her around a pole. Now, shh, the picture is free. It's up there. He's posted my picture. Do you think that you have the right to use my image to get people to come into your club without my permission and without paying me?
See,
the answer is you do not.
But that's different.
No, sir. It's not different, Mr. Young. It's exactly the same. Now, let's say that there's a disclaimer on here.
Okay.
Let's say that it says free, you can use it free, and all these people are 21 years or older. And you say, oh, that's fine. I can use these, and they're all 21 years and older. And one of them turns out to be 14.
Oh.
Listen to me. One of them turns out to be 14. And you make her into a pole dancer, and you make flyers of her. Do you know where you're going to find yourself? In federal prison. And your defense of, I didn't know she was 14, she looked 21, they're going to say to you, that doesn't matter. That's kiddie porn. And you can't accept somebody else's statement here that it's free. Just like if you meet a girl at a bar and you go home with her and have sex with her, and she turns out to be 13 and she's dressed like a 35-year-old and they arrest you for statutory rape, you can't say to them, she told me she was 20 and she looked like 20, I didn't know. You know where you find yourself? In federal prison. Now, I want you to listen to me very carefully. You cannot use somebody else's likeness for your commercial purposes without getting a waiver from them and without paying them if they want to be compensated. Do you get it? Don't argue. Do you get it?
Get it? I don't agree with it.
Then move to Namibia or someplace else. I don't care where you move to. In this country, you cannot exploit someone.
Well, Your Honor.
Listen to me. You cannot exploit someone.
She exploited herself by putting herself all over the internet in a bikini.
No, my dear.
If she didn't want
my dear,
herself-
she didn't do that.
What were those shots for, Your Honor?
Listen to me. He did that.
Then
He did that.
She should be suing her photographer
Just
then.
a second. You used it for commercial purposes.
I didn't use it.
Yes, you did.
I didn't pay this gentleman.
Listen to me. You used it for your own commercial purposes. If you think that you have the right to implead, which is sue the people who got you in trouble, do it.
All I'm saying is that...
Just a second. I'm not talking to you. Do it. But you used the flyers, you generated income from the flyers, and you are responsible for ensuring that anybody whose image you use, you have permission to use that image by either consent or a contract that pays them money. That's your responsibility. That's the buck stops. Now, you could say, listen, I was misled by somebody, so I'm going to sue them. You have the right to do that. Right now, the two of you are going to pay her $5,000. Now you can sit down. Now, you're the plaintiff.
Yes, I am.
Sit. Now you can stand back up again. Has he been sworn?
They've all been sworn.
All right, you're the photographer.
Yes, I am.
You're suing them.
I'm suing Farron
You're suing for what?
for using my picture for
That's
commercial
too
use.
bad. For using the picture without your permission? That would come under the category of too bad. Did you have her permission to post her picture on the internet?
Yes, I did.
Let me see it.
I don't have it.
That's too bad that you don't have it. Where'd you think you were coming to today? A tea dance?
No, I wanted to tell you.
Did you think you were coming to a tea dance?
No, I didn't.
Then you bring me her permission and her consent to put her picture up on the internet.
Well, she is my witness. Can she?
No,
Okay.
I want to see it because right now there could be a conspiracy between the two of you to get you another $5,000, which I'm not going to tolerate. Quiet!
Okay.
Do you understand that, sir?
I do understand that, man.
Right. As far as I'm concerned, you had no right to put her picture up on the internet. So you're not going to get compensated diddly. You got it?
Okay.
Goodbye.
Rhonda Radcliffe says her daughter, Tamara Vaughn, had her falsely arrested for assault and stole property from her home. Tamara is countersuing for the assault in question.
Miss Radcliffe, the defendant is your daughter.
Yes.
She's 32 years old, and she's one of how many children?
8.
How many of the 8 children still live at home?
4.
How old are they?
18, 16, 13, and 10.
Are you a working lady?
Yes, I am.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a nurse.
Your complaint alleges that your daughter moved back home because she was having some financial problems. And she moved back home with her daughter, who was how old?
15.
It's your claim that that did not work out very
No.
well, and that your daughter had you falsely arrested for assault. In addition, while you were in jail on her assault complaint, which was ultimately dismissed due to her non-appearance, she stole some property from your home.
Yes.
You want to be compensated for the false arrest as well as for the property that you claim she took from the house. Your daughter says she did not take any property from your house, that you did in fact assault her, that property was taken from her, and she's counterclaiming. Now, when did your daughter move back home?
Sometime in November.
Do you remember?
Sometime in November, towards the end of November.
Why did you move back home, Ms. Vaughn?
I was in a car accident and I injured my back.
When were you in a car accident?
August of 2006.
And?
November of 2006 is when I moved in with her.
How long did you stay?
Until September of 2007.
Yes.
She stayed until October 6th, 2007.
So you were there for almost a year?
Correct.
Not working?
Correct.
Is there anything that prevented you from working?
Yes.
During that year? What?
The pain in my back.
Okay, so now tell me what happened.
Well, it started with a phone call while I'm at work. She had her brother and sister arrested, said that they assaulted her.
You called the police?
Yes, I did.
When was that?
September 20th of 07.
Tell me what happened.
Ray and Antoria were in the living room, acting up, wrestling, I guess. They broke the glass out of the entertainment center. I walked in, tried to ask them what was going on. They were still acting silly, so I told them, go upstairs. You know, I'm calling Mom to let her know what's going on. They started getting belligerent. They refused to go upstairs. My sister tried to leave out the front door. She said that she didn't have to listen to me. She's not going to do nothing I say. She was going to leave.
You mean this sister?
Correct.
Go ahead.
I proceeded to close the door, and I locked it, and I was standing in her way. She then smacked me in my face, and she pulled my hair. And once I got her hands off of my hair, she went to take off through the living room towards the back door. So I went to walk after her to try and stop her.
Why?
She didn't have permission. It was in the evening time. She didn't need to be outside.
Just a second. Were you left in charge of them?
Always. When my mother would go to work, I was in charge.
Is that right?
Well, I never actually said it, but she was the oldest one there.
Okay. So you told her not to leave and you locked the door?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
As I proceeded to walk after her, my brother then grabbed me up around my neck and pulled me down to the ground. When I got him off of me is when I got up and I got my cell phone and I went outside to the side of the house and I called the cops.
Doesn't sound like a very good supervisor to me.
Because the kids don't know how to act?
No, I don't understand why a 32-year-old sister in those circumstances would call the police to have her younger siblings arrested and carted off to jail, as opposed to saying, oh, listen, I'm going to take a breather, I'm going upstairs, I'm going to go in my room, wait until my mother comes home from work, and it's my mother's problem, not mine. But I don't see.
That's happened in the past.
Just a second. Has your mother ever called the police on your siblings?
No.
Right, because that's not what you do.
Right, because if she puts her hands on them, it's not assault. I'm not going to put myself in that situation.
What do you mean if she puts her hands on them, it's not assault? Why
To
would you put your
discipline
hands on
them.
them?
To discipline them.
Ms. Vaughn, that's not your job.
Exactly, so I didn't put my hands on them.
It's not your job to discipline them, and it certainly is ridiculous for you to call the police. What?
The police officers took pictures. There was no red marks on her.
I don't know what happened. I'm just telling you, whatever happened there, if they were fooling around, they weren't fighting with each other. They were messing around, being big, stupid children, and broke something. What did you break?
I didn't break anything.
What did you break?
I didn't break anything.
Well, there was glass broken, I understand.
They knew nothing about the glass.
When you came home from work, was that glass broken?
Yes, it was.
Well, the glass didn't break by itself. Anyway, your sister had no reason, in my view, good reason, to call the police and have you arrested. Number one. That's what you did. So what did you do? Well, you came home, you were furious with her, and you told her she had to leave.
Yes, of course, and she wouldn't.
What did you say to her?
I was more concerned with the children and finding a placement for them so they wouldn't have to go to Columbia and spend God knows how long in a detention center. And once I found a safe placement...
Where did you find a placement?
In the neighborhood with neighbors.
Just a second. So what you're telling me is your 32-year-old daughter wouldn't leave, and you couldn't have the kids back in the house while she was there.
Right.
Why wouldn't you leave?
That's not true. That was my place of residence, and the officer
Just a second.
pressed the
It was
charges.
your place of residence because you were living there, because your mother allowed you to move back because you were not feeling well. But that's not your place of residence. That's her place of residence, and that's her minor children's place
Where
of
I was
residence.
residing.
But once she tells you to leave, you got to go. How much rent did you pay her each month that you were there? Is not an answer.
I was currently working for about 2 months after my accident when I moved in with her,
I'm
and
not
I paid
talking
her
2 months.
$400.
Okay.
After
the last
that,
9 months you were living there, how much rent did you pay her?
$100 a month.
Ridiculous.
Well,
that's not
what I
rent.
could afford.
That's not rent. That covered your food. That covered your
No,
lights.
I bought food.
That
for the
covered your
house.
lights, your electricity for you and your daughter. Ridiculous. So you were not a rent-paying person there. So you were living there at your mother's will. You're not a tenant. She told you to leave. You should have left. Continue.
Well, Friday morning they had a court date, and the judge also asked me how old she was and why wasn't she out of my home, and she won't leave my home. So I had to do an eviction. And I had papers to show that I went down and did the eviction. And I come home, I don't talk to her. My daughter witnessed her tearing something up. We had to call the police.
What date?
On the 21st.
September 21st.
Yes, ma'am.
Had she been served with the eviction paper?
Not yet.
Go ahead.
So they couldn't do anything because she was in a lawsuit with them by having them arrested. So nothing was done because she was allowed to tear things up and nobody could stop her.
That's not true.
Well, I go to work Friday night. I come home. I'm a night nurse. I get home at 6:30.
In the morning?
Yes, ma'am. Saturday morning, I walk in my home. My living room looked clean, which is very odd. The kitchen was a total disaster, so I started cleaning up my kitchen, and I read my newspaper and went to bed. I looked at my watch. It was 7:15 when I laid down. I do not know what time it was when someone banged on my door and woke me up. I mean, banged hard. So my children aren't in the house, so the only person in my mind who could do this...
Where are your other 2 children?
Geraldo, the 18-year-old, was there asleep, but the baby, I removed him also because I didn't want her doing anything against him.
Where did you send the baby?
He went to a neighbor's. So I have different ways because of her.
Are there all the children home now?
All of my babies are home now.
Go ahead.
So I woke up with this banging, and I get up and I sling open my bedroom door, and nobody's there. All the doors are standing open. So I look in my bathroom, no one's there, I close it. Garage door's open, I look, no one's there, I close it. I go out the back door, no one's there, I close it. Go through the front, No one's there. Where is her and my granddaughter? I did not know where they're at. So I'm yelling for them, and I'm walking down my porch, looking at the side of the house. I said, I don't know what their games they're playing, but I need to get some sleep. So I was going to go back in, but then I see spots of blood on the sidewalk at the end of my steps coming down the porch. So now my heart is beating. Maybe they needed my help. So I'm looking, I'm following the blood, and I see her stooping down on a cell phone with her arm down, letting the blood flow all over the ground. So I'm yelling to her, get your arm up. What happened? Where's Sherelle? And she's acting like she's afraid of me, and she's running. So I turn around, I run back in the house, want to see where Sherelle is. I go to Geraldo's room, and I'm banging on his door. He's waking up, he's asleep. I said, well, is Sherelle in there? He said, no. I said, come on. I said, Tamara's bleeding. I said, can't find Sherelle. So I run back downstairs, I call 911. Then I run back outside because I'm going to have to stop the flow of blood somehow.
You called 911?
I called 911 to say I don't know where my granddaughter is, and I was trying to tell them real fast what happened. She's bleeding, I need to go stop the blood. So I'm back outside, and there stands my granddaughter with her. And I'm like, Sherelle, what did you do? What's going on? And she said, oh, Grandma, you know what happened. You did this. Click, after what she done to these children, I turn around and call my son. I said, Tamara, it's setting me up. Y'all need to get here. I'm fixing to be arrested.
Okay. What happened to the case?
It was dismissed because she didn't show up in court.
How long were you in jail?
12 hours.
How many days did the children, all 3 children, spend at neighbors' homes?
2 weeks. We were out of our home.
On what date did your daughter finally move out of your house?
She was ordered out on October the 6th at 4 o'clock, and I was ordered back into my home at 5 o'clock.
Okay, Ms. Vaughn, let me hear you.
The 21st is when she did call the cops to try and make a false police report, because after having to deal with my brother and sister the night before, my back was hurting even more. So all day long, I still had my pajamas on, my robe, my house shoes. I laid up in the recliner on my medicine all day.
What kind of medication were you taking?
Baclofen, Lyrica, and hydrocodone.
How long had you been on this cocktail?
Earlier in the year. I'm not sure exactly when.
After you moved out of your mother's house on October 6th, where did you go?
To a friend's house.
Where do you live now?
With my boyfriend.
Is this a boyfriend you had while you were living with your mother?
No.
So you found a boyfriend after you moved out?
Yes.
How long have you been living with the boyfriend?
Several months.
Where are you working?
Nowhere.
Why not?
My back is still injured.
Well, let me ask you this about the boyfriend. Do you have intimate relations with the boyfriend?
Obviously.
Back doesn't bother you?
Yes.
But you do it anyway. Is that right?
That's correct.
It's the same way you work. If your back bothers you a little bit, you
Sex
get a job.
doesn't last 8 hours.
That's not my fault. Now, listen to me. You're 32 years old. She has 3 minor children. If somebody has to leave the house, it has to be you. Whether it's your fault, whether it's the children's fault, it doesn't make any difference. You're the intruder.
No.
You are not paying rent, you're not paying a
I was
mortgage, you're not paying
rent.
gas, you're not paying electric, you're not
Yes.
paying for the maintenance
I
on the
was
house. And you
contributing.
have, I'm speaking, and you have 3 siblings who are not home, who are minors because you're there, and they are into the house because you're there, so you have to move. And you chose not to do that. So now give me what happened when your mother came home in the morning that caused you to be assaulted.
She was still cussing and fussing, threatening.
Well, no, first of all, she was working.
When
So
she came home in the morning.
She came home in the morning from working. I know that that's hard.
I'm
working.
sure.
And what did she say when she came home from work?
Calling me all kind of and telling me that she's going to get me out sooner than what I can get out.
Sounds perfectly right to me. Next. So? And what did you say to her?
Nothing. I was ignoring her at first.
Well, at first. What about, let's go to at second. What did you say to her at second? At first you were ignoring.
When we were in the kitchen and she was still fussing and cussing, she had her back towards me. I was in there. I started making the coffee. I said, I don't want to hear this mess this morning. And that's when she turned around and she hit me in the head with a metal pan.
And?
My eyes went black, and I leaned back up against the refrigerator, and the next thing that I know, my arm is cut, and it's bleeding. I didn't see what she cut me with, but that's when I started screaming to wake my daughter up and to get the phone so we could call the cops.
You have the police report?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it, please. You have your police report?
No, I couldn't get one.
This is the one where I was arrested. Okay.
Miss Radcliffe, the police report indicates in sum and substance that a lot of things that you told the police officer didn't quite make sense. It did, however, say that when your daughter was in the kitchen, what she said to you was not some, just leave me alone. According to your daughter, she used some vulgarity to you and said, according to you, leave me the blank alone, is what you told the police you said to your mother. Is that right?
That's correct.
And then that's the last thing she says. She remembers that she got hit over the head with something, maybe a frying pan. While I certainly don't condone anybody using an instrumentality that was capable of causing injury to another human being, I can certainly understand the frustration of the mother of 8 children, 4 of whom are minors and who live at home, who was put in the position of having to take her minor children and pawn them off to neighbors because her 32-year-old daughter, who was probably perfectly capable of some sort of employment, has been mooching off of her for a year with her 15-year-old child on a cocktail of drugs, which is keeping her in a semi-stupor for most of the day. She was forced to move out. She moved in with a friend, and then instead of putting her life together and trying to do what was necessary to make a home for her daughter, she found some guy to support her for a while.
My life is together.
Yeah, life's not together. If you're 32 years old and you're not employed and you don't have a career or some independent way of earning a living.
Due to a back injury.
Madam, if you can enjoy the bedroom with a new boyfriend, you can get a job. So, I don't believe that you have established to my satisfaction that your daughter had you falsely arrested. In all probability, I think that you did, in fact, clobber her. And I'm not satisfied that the arrest was false. And there were a lot of other people in the house, so I don't think you're going to be able to establish to my satisfaction that she took property from the house when she left. Now, Ms. Vaughn, on the other hand, is counterclaiming for the assault. And I believe that your mother did, in fact, hit you over the head. I believe
And
that.
also cut my arm.
I don't know about that. You may have cut your arm when you fell.
I didn't hit
Who
her
knows?
either.
I didn't fall.
I have no idea how that happened, neither do you.
It's
And
not
neither
in-
to me. I don't know how you got cut, Ms. Vaughn. In any event.
I know how I got cut because she cut me.
Well, good. Okay, fine. In any event, I also don't think that you can establish to my satisfaction that she took any of your property while she was in jail by having these 2 children act on her behalf and take property
It wasn't
out of the
those
house.
2 children. It was all 4 children plus
Who knows?
the other
Who
grown
knows?
child.
Who knows? You don't know that for a fact. You
I
are
do know that
speculating.
for a fact because I was standing right there watching them half the time take the stuff out the house.
Oh, good. So tell me what you saw children take out of the house.
All of this, a lot of the stuff that she's claiming that I took out.
Just a second. Tell me what...
My property came up
tell
missing
me.
when I was gone out of the house.
Okay. Ms. Vaughn, I think you are absolutely entitled to being compensated by your mother for all the aggravation she caused you by you living in the house without her permission, forcing her to take her children and put them elsewhere.
Without
And
permission
I'm
of
speaking.
What? Without permission
I'm
of what?
speaking. I think without living there without permission, you did not have her permission when she told you to move. And I believe she assaulted you. And I believe that you have to be compensated for that, for exactly what it's worth, for all the aggravation that your mother caused you. So I'm awarding you on your counterclaim the sum of $1. That's all. Goodbye.
19-year-old Cindy Lazaldi is suing fellow motorist Dylan Mashburn for the cost to fix her car after he ran into her.
Miss Lazaldi, what do you do for a living?
I'm a service cashier in a dealership in Long Beach.
What kind of dealership?
It's Cadillac dealership.
How long have you been working there?
I have been working there for about 7 months now.
You sound unsure of yourself.
I'm kind of nervous, sorry.
Okay. So you work in a Cadillac dealership, and you've been there 7 months.
Yeah,
Who
approximately.
do you live with?
I live with my boyfriend.
What's his name?
Mario Martinez.
How long have you been with him?
It's going to be 2 years next month.
And you've been living together for 2 years. What does he do for a living?
He is an insulator. He works for construction.
Just the 2 of you live together?
Yeah.
You have an apartment with a lease?
No, just renting an apartment.
I know. Is there a lease on the apartment?
No.
What are you, month to month?
Yeah.
What kind of an apartment is it? Look, don't look over there.
Just a regular apartment, I guess.
How big is it?
It's a 2-bedroom.
And were you living there when you had the accident with Mr. Mashburn?
Yes, I was.
And were you living with Mario?
I'm sorry?
Were you living with your boyfriend?
Yes, I was.
His name is Mario, right?
Mario, yeah.
So you were living together?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Mashburn was driving behind you, and there was an accident, and he hit you in the rear.
Mm-hmm.
You want him to pay for the damage to your car.
Yes, I do.
This happened in November 2007.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Bashburn says that you really didn't want your bumper fixed, you wanted a date. That's his defense. With him. Which is really why I asked you all of these questions. Just in the event you were unsure of why I was asking you all of these questions, before I got to Mr. Mashburn's defense, I wanted to find out a little bit about you.
Okay.
So, Mr. Mashburn, tell me about the accident. Are your hands in your pockets?
Yes.
Take them out.
Okay.
Tell me about the accident, sir.
Okay. It was November 21st, 2007. I was behind Cindy at a red light. We had pulled away from a red light. Pretty much instantly, she had stepped on her brakes. We were maybe going 2, 3, 4, 5 miles an hour, and then all of a sudden she steps on her brakes. I hit her. I'm as stunned as and I got hit in the back, and then I'm into her, and I'm thinking, how did this all happen all of a sudden? And I'm looking in front of her, and there was a bus on the other side of the intersection, which I didn't know if that was the cause of the accident. At the time of the accident, Cindy got out of her car in the middle of a busy intersection. Personally, I thought it was a smaller fender bender. You know, she seemed okay. I said, well, why don't we go down the road a little bit? There's some construction down the road, and we'll exchange information and go from there. In fact, there was even a policeman in the intersection who felt the accident was... Sorry.
Don't tell me what the policeman felt,
Okay,
sir.
sorry.
I'm not interested in even what you feel.
You're right, I didn't know what he felt. So we went down the road, got out of her car, kind of looked over the damage a little bit. It didn't seem to me more than a...
I want your defense. Now, Mr. Mashburn, we've already established that when you hit somebody in the rear, it's your fault.
Right.
So you hit her in the rear. She's going to show me pictures of the car or an estimate to have it fixed, which I assume she has.
Right.
You're going to tell me why it's not your responsibility to fix it.
Sorry, Your Honor. At the
It's
time...
okay. Don't be sorry. Just get direct.
Okay. At the time that we were exchanging information, you know, I had asked her, should we go ahead and go through the insurance companies? We looked over the damage. We both felt that it didn't seem... Excuse me, I felt, and it was my impression that she felt, the damage wasn't too significant. We didn't have a witness. The guy that hit me kept going. The bus, you know, probably didn't know what was going on as far as our situation, so we didn't have that to go off of. We did not call the police. At the time, she seemed to be kind of flirty and almost without care when we were going over this. I didn't think anything of it, so I said, well, what would you like to do? You know, would you like to just go ahead and call the insurance companies? Would you like to just handle this out of court, get an estimate, a few $100s? You know, maybe I can deal with that. You know, what would you like to do? And she said, well, don't ahead, just give me a call next week. Don't worry about it.
Did you have insurance on your car?
Yes, I do.
You have a driver's license?
I take that back, Your Honor. I currently do not. At the time of the accident, I did.
Did you have a driver's license?
Yes.
At the time of the accident?
Yes.
And you drive now?
Yes.
And you have no insurance?
To court, yeah.
That's a very, very bad thing, sir.
I know. Okay. I'm unemployed.
Why are you unemployed?
Lost my job a few months back, and it's just been hard to get back on my feet right now.
Who do you live with?
Right now, I'm staying in a motel.
What kind of job did you have?
It was accounting, customer service.
How old are you?
31.
You have children?
No.
So it's just you?
Yes.
Ever had problems with the authorities?
No. With the exception of unpaid parking tickets, no real trouble with the authorities, no.
Mr. Mashburn, I don't want to throw you through the ringer, sir. There's something that is almost sympathetic about you. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but something. Not attractive, but sympathetic. You feel as if you're responsible to pay for the damage to her car?
I don't, in the sense that at the time of the accident, you know, should we go through our insurance companies, should we not?
That was your choice.
You're right.
If you didn't want to pay, listen, you hit her in the rear. She doesn't have to go through the insurance company. They're not going to pay her. Your insurance company is going to pay her. That's what you had liability for. So it's not up to her. You hit her in the rear, you're at fault. Period. End of discussion. She was able to stop for the bus that may have been to the intersection. You were driving too close. You weren't able to stop. Somebody hit you in the rear, took off. All of this is a very sad tale. Bottom line, it's your fault. It was your insurance. If you wanted to go through your insurance, you could have. Could have said, I don't want to pay for this out of my pocket. That's what I have insurance for. It's a moving violation. It's not her. It's you. You chose not to do that. So then you got to pay her. It's as simple as that. That makes sense?
Yeah, the logic behind all that makes sense.
Well, that's why they keep me here, sir. They don't keep me here because I'm young and gorgeous. I I see the car, please? Thank you. Oh, so you need a new bumper, is that right?
Yeah, I do.
How much is a new bumper?
There was an estimate for $1,400 just for the visual damages.
Can I see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything else you want to tell me?
Not necessarily.
Okay. This accident happened in November of '07. The picture was taken February of 2008. Why?
I didn't have a camera at that time.
That's not a reason. Everybody has a camera. They have a cell phone with a camera. Half of the free world has a cell phone with a camera. Why didn't you take the picture until February of '08?
Well, I didn't need a reason to take pictures of. I didn't plan to take him on court because I thought he would, you know, commit to what he had promised me.
Which was to pay for it?
Mm-hmm.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,400. That's all. Thank you.
Carolyn Boone says former lover Pepe Hibbert owes for a loan and storage fees. Pepe is countersuing, claiming Carolyn had him falsely arrested for trespassing.
Ms. Boone, you claim that Mr. Hibbert owes you for a series of loans that you made to him in order to help him relocate to another city. In addition, he stored his car or truck or SUV in your home, and you want him to pay storage fees for that. Okay. So you met, and at some point, he asked you out. You went out for dinner, you went out for a movie, you went out for a drink, you went out for something, or did he just initially ask you for money?
No, it was a 3-day period, kind of a whirlwind romance, if you would. The way he got to my house was by telling me that he was interested in buying one of my cars that I had for sale, that he wanted to come see it. He also said he was a licensed mechanic and could check out this car I was test driving. He tried to get me to go out with him that night.
You're talking too fast.
Okay.
I'm not interested in the social aspect,
Okay,
madam.
right.
I'm interested. You met him on January 6th. When for the first time did he ask you for money?
3 days later, he informed me that the next day he would be moving to the state of Georgia to go to seminary. He said he needed money to get to seminary, that it was a big move, it was a long way away. And I asked him how much. He said $2,000 or $3,000. So I told him that I would be able to loan him too. Normally, I don't walk around with that kind of cash, but I had just cashed a check from a sale of a business that my family owned.
Had you told him about that?
I had showed him a cashier's check for $17,500 from me to me.
Oh, Miss Boone,
I know.
What a mistake.
Yeah, I learned you don't do that.
How much money did you give him?
I gave him $2,000 in cash that day. The next day he said he...
Your Honor, the fact of the matter is...
Don't tell me what the fact, just tell me about the $2,000.
Miss Boone wanted to get into a relationship with me from day one.
Good. Let's start day one, January 9th. You took $2,000 from her, is that correct?
She gave me the money as a down payment on my vehicle.
Down?
No.
Oh, shh, shh, shh. Just a second. Just a second. Shh. Just a second. She gave you $2,000 as a down payment on the car.
Yes, Your Honor.
How? Don't say anything, Miss Boone. How much was the total price of the car?
I told her that I was selling the car for $6,500.
I'm going to ask you questions, so you're going to have to be really quick with your answers.
No problem.
Mr. Hibbert,
No
I want to tell you
problem,
something.
Your
You think you're smart? Between him and me, you're a kindergartner. I want you to trust me on that. And you don't want to appear foolish here, do you, Mr. Hibbert?
No, Your Honor.
Now, what kind of car was it that you were going to sell her for $6,500?
A 1994 black BMW 325 IS, Your Honor.
Salad free bill.
Shh! Stop it! Now, so she gave you $2,000 down payment.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did she ever purchase the car?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, Your Honor.
So you never gave her title to the car?
I let her hold the title in good faith. I did not sign the back, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have the title back?
She didn't want to give it to me back, Your Honor.
Do you have the car? What's the car?
I sold it, Your Honor.
How much did you sell the car for and to whom?
$5,000, Your Honor.
To whom?
To...
You're making it up as you're going along, Mr. Hibbert.
No, Your Honor, I'm not.
Yeah.
It's to an individual in Atlanta, Georgia that I sold the vehicle to.
Name?
Her name is...
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know
He
it.
doesn't get it.
I
Right?
don't know
Right,
it.
Kurt.
You told him.
Right, I told him.
You told him.
I told him. Who are you ministering to, Mr. Hibbert? I want to know who you're ministering to, sir.
Who am I ministering to?
Yes, you're a minister, aren't you?
Yes, Your Honor.
I want to know who you're ministering to.
Currently, no one, Your Honor.
That's a very good thing, Mr. Hibbert. That's very, very good. Because The truth will set you free, Mr.
Amen.
Hibbert.
Yes,
Why
yes.
didn't you give her back her $2,000?
I called her up and told her I would give her $2,000 back.
Oh, here we go. Good.
She said, I don't owe her $2,000, I owe her $4,300. And she maliciously went to the church that's endorsing me.
I don't care whether she went to a church or not.
And they pulled my endorsement, and that's the reason why I called her.
Oh, just a minute. You mean she went to your church and said he's got my $2,000?
No,
and
that's not all she said, Your Honor. She said that I did sexual misconduct to her. She said that I took her $4,300 from her, and she said that I trespassed on her property.
You're not supposed to take advantage of people, Mr. Hibbert, if you want to be a minister.
I'm not taking advantage of anyone.
Because in January, you should have sent her back her $2,000. In February, you should have sent her back her $2,000. You took her $2,000. Isn't that right?
I loaned him more than that, and it wasn't
Just a
for
second.
payment.
Listen, did you hear what I said to him?
Yes.
About giving me an upfront?
Yes.
All right. Did you have a discussion with him about buying his BMW?
No, I've always driven hand-me-down Cadillacs that my father would give. I'm a Cadillac person. And I have a 2002 Cadillac that I'm buying right now. Okay. I loaned it to him to move to seminary.
Whether it was a loan or whether it was a down payment on a car that he never came through with, he owes you the $2,000, right?
Your Honor, when you go to a car dealership and you put a down payment on a vehicle and you do not continue to make payments, what happens, Your Honor?
You took the car.
They come and take the car from
No,
you, and you out of your money.
You took the car to
Yes,
Georgia.
Your Honor, I did, and she knew this up front. She knew that that's what I was doing.
He doesn't owe you anything for storing his car in your carport.
Okay, he said he was going to get it in 1 week. He came back 4 months later to get it.
What I'm telling you is you could have gotten a tow truck to tow it out, send him a letter, say, if you don't get it out of here in 5 days, I'm getting rid of it. But that kind of favor does not turn into a contract just because you don't want the car. If you don't want the car, they call the garbage man, let him take the car. You don't get storage fees. Do you understand?
I understand what
Good.
you're saying.
Very good. Now, tell me what happened, sir, about this business where you were arrested for trespass.
Once I found out that she went to the church and told the pastor these felonious stories, I then went to North Carolina to get my truck. Now, once I was at the mechanic waiting for my vehicle, the police roll up and arrest me and take me to jail, saying that they have...
Can I see a copy of the complaint?
Yes,
Don't
Your
raise
Honor.
your hand, Miss Boone.
Right here, there's the warrant for arrest, and here's the court where they dismissed, gave me a not guilty charge on that, Your Honor.
That's not what it was about.
Okay. Date of the offense, it says here, was February 6th, 2005. What happened on February 6th, madam?
We had a big argument. I was telling him to leave. He would not leave. The only way I finally got him out was to say, okay, I'm leaving. We're both going to walk out. And we did.
I'm not getting the trespass, madam.
Okay. They informed me that the magistrate
Don't tell me what the magistrate...
Okay.
I'm asking of Mr. Hibberts, did you complain about to the police?
He was blocking my door, and it was pretty scary at the moment. It was making me anxious.
And then, listen to me, subsequently, the same night, you got back together again.
Yes.
Was there any other conduct by Mr. Hibbert after that, where you told him to leave, he was blocking the door and he didn't leave, that you reported to the police by way of the trespass?
No.
That was it?
Yes.
And when did you report that to the police?
The day that I filed the monetary charges, he was already in custody. And it was May 27th, I think.
Right.
Okay.
It was May 27th. So what you're telling me is you had this argument on February 6th, wherein you fought with him because he didn't come back. He was supposed to come back, and he blocked the door, and that was a trespass because you were told him to leave. You ultimately both left together, and then later that night you reconnected and got together.
Yes.
You didn't report that to the police February 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, the month of February.
Right.
Month of March, you didn't report it to the police. March, April, May, you didn't report it to, you reported to the police 4 months later. That's what you're telling me?
Yes.
You just lost your $2,000.
Well,
you just lost your $2,000, Miss Boone. I'm going to tell you why. Not because I think he deserves a break, but because when people abuse the justice system, I'm not talking about civil court. Civil court, you take him to. Civil court, he owes you $2,000. You take him to civil court. But when you bring out a detective to take a statement, you took the time of at least one policeman, You took the time of a magistrate. You took the time of a court. You took the time of court officers, clerks to draw up your papers. You took all that time because you felt as if he didn't do the right thing by you. And you were going to get him good.
No.
You weren't just going to get him for the $2,000. You were going to get him good because that's not a trespass, madam.
The magistrate advised me to do it, and it was...
But listen to me. That's baloney. That's baloney. I don't believe it. It's hearsay. What you did was vindictive, and I don't care if what you do is vindictive. I mean, you know, vindictive conduct, as far as I'm concerned, is somebody who really is an amoral person parading around as a preacher. That you can be as vindictive as you like. But when you abuse the justice system, that's something that I won't tolerate. You weren't scared, madam, of him, frightened of what he was going to do between February 6th, when he blocked the door, and later that evening when you got back together. Now, when you say you got back together and reconnected, do you want to tell me what that means, Mr. Hibbert? Does that mean that you went out for dinner together? Does that mean you had a drink intimate together? What does that mean?
I've never been intimate with this lady.
Okay. What does it mean when you said to me you got back together?
We got a hotel room and stayed there.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, I do.
So what you're telling me is after you got a hotel room together, you decided to tell somebody in the justice system that he trespassed on your property on February 6th.
To her.
All right. Well, I'm not interested in it. You just lost your $2,000. Sir, and you just paid her $2,000 on your counterclaim. Do you understand? That means you get exactly what each of you deserve. Nothing. Goodbye. That's all.
Teresa Knighton is suing her former stepmother's husband, Dwayne Werner, for the return of her '94 Pontiac Grand Prix and her personal property.
Ms. Knighton, according to what I read in your complaint, you've known the defendant from some convoluted family relationship for several years. You were the owner of a truck.
Mm-hmm.
He was the owner of a car. According to you, he wanted a truck, you wanted a car, and your cars and trucks were comparably valued. So you decided to switch. And before any paperwork could be done, your truck was stolen and burned to a crisp. So Mr. Werner came back and took his car.
No.
That's what you say.
Yes.
Mr. Werner says, no, you had merely borrowed his car, and while you had talked about this deal, you never really culminated by formally agreeing to exchange property. That's your defense. Is that right, Mr. Werner?
Yes, ma'am.
What year truck did you have?
90.
I'd like you to keep your voice up because I'm old, and I would like to be able to hear you without straining myself.
It was a 1990.
What kind of a truck was it?
A Toyota 4Runner.
And what kind of car did you have, sir?
I had a 94 Pontiac Grand Prix. It was a G-Unit Special Edition.
What kind of work do you do, Mr. Werner?
I'm on disability right now.
What's the nature of your disability?
On my knee and depression.
How long have you been receiving disability?
About a year, probably.
Prior to that, what kind of work did you do?
Roofing and sheet metal.
Who do you live with?
My wife and my daughter.
And you?
Nowhere right now because I lost my job because of this incident.
Where were you working before this incident happened?
I it was not I worked for my boyfriend's mother. Pretty much. It was like a part-time receptionist. I never knew she had a job, Your Honor. She's always borrowing money from me every time I seen her.
Okay, now, so that's this case, Ms. Knighton. So why don't you tell me about it? When did you make this exchange?
Actually, we were talking about it before he had went on a trip, and we were talking...
Where did he go on a trip?
He went to Oregon.
For what?
I don't really know.
Where'd you go to Oregon for?
I had to go see one of my friend's sons off. He was going on a trip.
How'd you get there?
Airplane.
Go ahead.
And we were talking, and I wanted to sell my vehicle. And he was talking how he wanted a truck, and I wanted a car, so... He eventually was like, you know, we can just trade vehicles because...
Just a second. When did you have this discussion?
Probably about 2 weeks before the incident happened. I don't know the exact date.
Don't interrupt her. I'm going to give you a chance. Tell me about the exchange.
We just pretty much just...
Did you go to his house? Did he go to your house?
Well, I went to his house, frankly, because of my little brother and sister that live there, and, you know, I'd helped them clean their house, and therefore we talked about it.
I asked you how your truck got to his house.
I drove it.
And did you give him the keys?
Yes, we exchanged keys and...
When you left, did you leave your truck there?
Yes.
Where did you leave it parked?
Just in his driveway.
Then what happened?
Pretty much nothing for a couple days, and then I was notified by the police that My car was found down in R7 where...
You mean your truck?
Yeah, my truck. I'm sorry, I call it a car sometimes. But it was found and it was burnt, and therefore I got a hold of him, and we called, you know, to try to see if he knew what happened. You know, he said he didn't know what happened. I went and picked him up in the car that I had that was, you know, that we traded, and we called the police station and we asked if we need to make a report, and they said no. I mean, that was weird, but they said no. And 3 days later, his wife came over to the place I was staying and stole the vehicle back from me.
How do you know it was his wife?
Because I saw her.
What did she do, just come over and...
She just got in the car. I heard somebody pulling out the driveway, and I opened the door because I was getting ready to go somewhere, and she was taking off in it. And then I had called him, and I said, you know, it's okay, you can have the car. I just want my personal property back out of the vehicle. And he was like, you know, you'll get it back, and I never got it back.
Well, what personal property did you want out of the car?
Well, I had pictures of my deceased mom in there. I had clothes and...
Where's her stuff?
I never even talked to her.
He gave it
she
to
left
this
a message on my cell phone about her stuff, and she said, I called the police and told them all about this operation you have down there and all this stuff.
What operation?
I don't know. All I know is if I've had more police trouble since then, this whole thing has been nothing but trouble for me, man.
Tell me about when her truck was left in your driveway and she took your Pontiac.
Well, she was talking to me when she called me in Portland and told me that she wanted to trade. She said she'd give me $200 a month forever, how long I wanted and all that, which is unrealistic because, like I said, I had to loan her money every time I seen her anyway.
So, what did you say to her?
I told her I talked to her about it for a while. I guess the police came to my house.
What do you mean she took it around and drove it around? You guess?
I guess she drove it around. I mean,
well,
she took
she
the car. I don't
had the
know what
car,
she did
sir.
with it.
How did she get the keys to the car?
I don't remember. I mean, it might have been in or I might have given them to her. I don't know.
Listen, she had the car for at least several days.
Yes.
Didn't you miss it?
Yes, I did.
Did you call the police?
No, I knew she had the car.
Well, how did you know she had the car?
Because she took it.
Well, then she must have taken it with your permission.
Yes.
There we go. That's what I'm asking you. Tell me about that.
She took the car. And the police came to my house and they searched everything and they found drugs in her car, they said.
You're getting ahead of yourself, Mr. Werner.
Okay.
How many vehicles do you have, sir?
Right now, about 3, probably.
How many working vehicles did you have on the day that she came and took your Pontiac?
Couple.
Don't answer me in a glib way.
2.
What were they?
Red Thunderbird and a white Grand Prix.
Red Thunderbird?
Yes.
Who drove that?
My wife.
And a white
Grand Prix.
Who drove that car?
I did.
So this Pontiac was an extra car?
Well, it was my car.
Well, now you have 2 cars. You have no job and 2 cars. What do you need 2 cars for if you're on disability? You can't get around much with a bad knee. All right, very easy. I find that the parties agreed to make a sale, that they agreed to make a barter sale, and that barter was they were going to barter for each other's cars. There was no exchange of money. The issue is whether or not there was a contract. And the contract was made at the time, I believe you, that he agreed to take your truck because he didn't have a truck and he wanted a truck because he already had a car, and you wanted a car because you were tired of driving around. I'm speaking. Tired of driving around in your truck, you wanted a car. That contract was consummated when you actually made the physical exchange of the property, despite the fact that the title had not been transferred to either of the vehicles. So we have a Blue Book value on a 1994 Pontiac, please.
Your Honor, that's not a truck, what she has anyway. It's more like a big station wagon.
What difference does it make? It's burned.
It's an SUV.
What do you think?
What condition?
Perfect.
You want to take his word for it?
I take his word for it. He says it was in perfect condition.
Has here $4,225.
Well, that's what he says. Plaintiff's damages, you're suing for $3,000. That's the maximum permitted in your court. Is that correct? Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,000. That's all.
Parties are excused.